You've waited all week for your dose of ... stupid.
Quiet down, dummies. I'm talking.
It's hashtag WrestlePals.
Shut up, dummies.
Oh, hey there. Hey, hello, everybody. Hello. Hey. Hi, everybody. It's hashtag WrestlePals. And boy, howdy, are we tired. It's been, how many? 7 times 24? That's like 1,000. It's been 1,000 hours since we last spoke with you. And of that 1,000 hours, we spent at least 2,000 of it watching wrestling. You're welcome, I guess. What did you get for wrestling Christmas? Oh, that sounds nice. Hey, everybody, look over here. It's hashtag WrestlePal Justin. And he, as always, even in this new era that has dawned upon us, always consistent, the rock on which WrestlePals is built, he is Justin. He is a real man of science.
A real man of science.
He makes it sound so good. The singing part, not the drinking part. The drinking sounds weird. It's because I don't like the whispery sounds, the soft sounds, the bad.
David.
What?
Let's trim your beard.
What? Huh?
Let's trim your beard.
What?
Get some clippers and we'll trim your beard.
Shut up. Shut up. Like,
Hey,
there's one
Michael
thing,
Vincent.
There's one thing to whisper things. There's other things to whisper things that make me scared and upset.
Oh.
Justin,
Hmm?
have you survived?
Yes.
2,000 plus hours of wrestling this week. You survived. Oh, hey, I'm hashtag WrestlePal Nate.
That's him.
Hello.
Hashtag Nate Appreciation Day.
Shut up with that.
Hashtag L is great.
Okay. I can.
Hashtag We Love Chris.
Okay.
I don't know all the hashtags.
Huh?
There's lots of hashtags.
You missed out on a couple very important ones there, Justin.
Plus, like, the chat's been going nuts while we are still setting up.
Hashtag you the best. And of course,
Hashtag Jenny Rocks.
hashtag Liv Loves Justin.
Of course.
Of course. And some go without saying.
Right.
It should be auto added in there. It's almost like a template.
Why the
Good
Repo Man?
What?
Why the Repo Man?
Look at him. There's your answer. Because Nathan, that's me. It's me.
got
The
a
character I play. I like garbage.
He has a type.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yes, true.
In wrestlers.
Oh, okay.
And your favorite wrestlers.
I like garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, that does include Duke the Dumpster Drosy. I don't know. Look at him. He has no business being on wrestling whatsoever. Guess where he fits perfectly as well?
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling.
Hashtag Repo Man.
So don't hashtag Repo Man because you know he's searching.
What is he, the guy from Space Hog?
Repo Man.
Oh, don't tempt me.
You know what? Hey,
I have it.
Justin, there's too much to do.
I know, and we're already like 20 minutes behind on the chat. I can't catch up. We're so far backed up on the chat already. Sorry.
I think I have a Repo Man mask around here somewhere. I'll work on that for next week.
Oh, I guess you probably...
It popped up there first. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Justin.
I was going to say, whoa.
Hey, I'm from the future. Guess what? In the past, I had a thing. In the future, I may have it again.
I didn't lose a hair versus hair match. Listen, Confident Justin needed to come... Let's talk about the haircut, shall we?
This is important. We had a Lucha de Apuesta. I put my beard, and it's little pigtails. Pig, because I'm fat. Versus...
Let's talk about the hair, shall we?
Versus Justin's pigtails, and I don't know how. I pulled out the victory.
Well, you pulled the tights. That's how.
Or
the
also
tights.
known as the victory. I pulled out the victory.
You also Had your feet up on the ropes when you pulled the tights.
I'm not
He's
getting my
pulling
feet up on
tights.
anything, and you best not be wearing tights over here, or there will be a fight. Not a match. There will be a fight.
Oh.
Mostly verbal. It'd just be a lot of yelling and crying. It's fine.
Yes.
Justin, what happened to the hair?
I cut it off. Confident Justin needed to come back to the forefront.
Is that when this happened? I saw a tweet or something about that. Probably.
Well, kind of. I
Feel better?
Yes.
It's getting warm
I
outside.
feel suave. I feel damn good looking. I feel like that if you're watching this and you're female, I'm sorry that you are your panties are falling down right now. You're welcome, Nathan. It was mostly to make Nathan feel uncomfortable.
I was just gonna. There's a lot there that Nathan can't process.
Uh-huh.
So much so that he's talking about himself in third person. Technically, I think that was fourth person right there.
But I will say this.
Huh?
I am feeling better.
Good.
And just saying, confident Justin is here.
I don't know what he's saying. Except screw this table.
Yeah. I'm guessing it was back here since it.
Hit everybody?
Yeah, it hit both of us. Oh boy. Fun with everything today.
Okay, there we go. Kind of, a little bit. Oh, it sounds like the audio is just going on. No, it doesn't matter. Justin, you cut the hair, trying to impress a girl.
Not really.
Trying to take care of yourself and hoping that bleeds over into impressing the girl?
Somebody told me that I'm an attractive man.
Was it me?
No. And they said that if I carried myself with a little bit more confidence, that women would probably swoon. There's only one woman who I am attempting to make swoon.
Swoonage. Swooneely. Swoonalish. Swan.
What? No.
Swanel?
You're ruining this. Stop it.
Sorry. How can I help? Can you help?
Someone needs to tell Liv. STL.
Nah, can't do that.
I did tweet that she loves me, though. No hashtag, just Liv loves Justin.
Part of me wants to say, hey, a little less Liv, a little more Justin. But there's just as much Justin out there, too. And it's pretty good. So carry on. Let me know how this works out.
Yeah.
Playing the long game, are you?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You don't have a
it's been a
choice.
year, so
Yeah! Oh, poor
year and a
Justin.
half.
Just want some love.
No, some Liv, not love.
Oh,
Just to live my life.
so how'd you do in the Battle Royal?
Really well.
Okay. Justin, Wrestling Christmas.
It was Wrestling
Did you get
Christmas.
everything you wanted for Wrestling Christmas?
You know, I mean, you joke around about that, and what can I complain about?
Here's something if you want to follow along. I call all of the major four like Wrestling Christmas, except for Survivor Series, which of course is Wrestling Thanksgiving. So, what's the next one after this? SummerSlam next?
Yeah, but you
Oh.
never call SummerSlam Wrestling Christmas.
Oh, it's Wrestling Easter. That's why.
I feel like Rumble gets Wrestling Christmas. Mania always gets Wrestling Christmas. Occasionally, Survivor Series gets Wrestling Christmas.
But early. It's like
I think Michael Vincent wants me to say Liv.
he will.
She's
Don't
the
worry.
love of my life.
Give him a
I wasn't
minute.
sure if you guys knew this, but I
So-
love her. She loves me. And also, hashtag commitment. It's commitment, Jack.
Feel good about that.
King Kenny says, am I the only one who thought Mania had weird match placement and it was fan service Mania? Look, okay, I don't want to hear complaining about fan service Mania.
This is
Oh, they listened to us?
this is the debate. This is where the direction goes, and I'm glad he's talking about match placement because I think that was a big part of the evening too. But
My only gripe is some of the match placement, which on the grander scale of things, whatever.
okay,
Didn't take away from the evening for me.
I'm gonna take. I'm not usually one to take a hardline stance. I'm despite my size and lack of agility, I am one fence dancing individual, and I can walk right down it and never commit to
it's
one
not a
side or the other. I thought the match placement was brilliant for the entire show. It was 17 hours. How long was it? It's like
7.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started at 5 and went till well after midnight. Local. I didn't have the downtime. I didn't have the dread and the dire just, oh my God, what's left? Jesus, no, for the love of God, end it, please. I'm going to take an hour off. I'm just going to go sit in the bathroom. I don't need to do anything in there. I just want to sit for a while in quiet. Here we go. No wrestling to be had in there. I felt like they broke things up with the good stuff and they mixed in the other stuff and made it better. Because usually, I hate to say this, and I don't know why he's my victim in this conversation, but like it was Nakamura and AJ last year, right?
Right.
I was hyped for the match going in. Couldn't give a damn about it when it happened. Couldn't give a damn. Didn't care at all. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people said, "Oh, we're really expecting a better match. I don't feel really delivered." And then you know why? Because of the placement on the card, and it suffered because of it. Because it had stuff that didn't lead into it, and stuff that didn't contrast with it. And as far as stories goes, there were no peaks. Everything was like trying to build to a fever pitch at the end of the night, and an 8-hour fever pitch is not gonna happen, man. Yeah. It ain't gonna happen. So we had some peaks and valleys, and then you still got the fever pitch. Your main event, done well, is going to be a main event no matter what.
So just a couple things real quick. Christopher Brown says, if Rumble and Mania are wrestling Christmas, then SummerSlam is wrestling birthday. I actually like that because it is the biggest part of the summer.
Well, my birthday's in January.
Okay, well, not your birthday, or mine either. Mine's in October. So I like that. But so before we get into the actual matches and stuff, my brother texted me the next day because he tapped out, I think, just after Kofi and Bryan.
Which is weird because we had a guest here who happened to tap out right after Kofi as well.
Yeah, well, he had a 2.5-hour drive home.
Whatever.
So
lightweight.
But so he watches the rest of it the next day and had the audacity to tell me that last year's was better. Which I couldn't disagree more.
This was, as long as I've been watching Mania, with the exception of WrestleMania 9, this was... Now I'm one to come out of a movie theater and immediately go, that was the greatest movie I've ever seen. It's like, was it? Today, yes, it's the greatest I've ever seen. I'm very susceptible to what I just saw was the best thing ever. That being said, this was the best thing ever. With the exception of WrestleMania 9, which of course we all know, finest WrestleMania of all time. I feel like the pacing was perfect, and it gave us good peaks throughout the show, enough to keep you interested, and enough where you got a little bit of a come down in the match without dying. And at no pace did the pace ever just completely die. And there were spots where I was worried. I was worried that AJ Orton was going to be a I don't care match, and it wasn't. And it had nothing to do with the players, and had nothing to do with the story. It has everything to do with the placement. And I feel like it was just right.
Yeah.
I got to care about AJ, and I got to care about Orton.
Yes.
And because we saw that a few years back with like Orton and Bray. When was that? How many years ago? 12?
Orton and Bray was at 33 in Orlando.
Couldn't give a crap about that match, and everything about it leading into it was okay. And then they tried to do weird special stuff on top of it, and I was just like, oh, it feels garbage. Not because it was garbage, slightly because it was garbage, but because of placement. It was in a spot in the card where you can't care about. What other things were on the match or the card that you couldn't care about? Drew versus Roman was a match where I was like, oh man, Roman's going to get booed just for boring placement of the match. It's not going to go over well because of just, if it's placed poorly, which it likely would be, and then it wasn't. It was placed just fine. And the crowd couldn't get the wave going. That was the reason for the boo.
Now, I will disagree with you on that slightly. Now, again,
sure.
For me personally...
Please disagree. Make me validate my opinions.
For me personally, it didn't take away enough from the evening, so I can't criticize it.
What's that?
But where Roman and Drew ended up.
I felt like anywhere it landed on the card was going to be a low point, but it was a low point at a good point where you could afford a low point.
I would have preferred to have it earlier because it was a grudge match.
Yes.
And I mean, I'd feel different about it if either of them had like big, massive entrances, or if Drew is winning, but he didn't. We'll get there. So it could have easily gone on earlier.
And I think that played into part of what the show was. It felt like you had the pre-show, which the pre-show was fantastic in and of itself. Then you had like it felt like WrestleMania was cut into 3 acts.
Yeah.
And there was the beginning, which was setting up like, hey, here's wrestling and stuff. And here's like the high point is going to be Miz and Shane, I think was.
No, it was the tag match, the 4-way.
I
was the first main.
There was the build up with Miz and Shane leading into that.
That was the second. The second open was
all
Miz and Shane.
Okay. I got my list here.
Because I think we realized that the second act ended up being basically all SmackDown storylines.
And then the third act
was
where we got the Raw
storylines plus Joe and Ray.
Right. Which was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to all the match. I just wanted to if you put 35 directly up against 34, and I can understand my brother is a fan of heels. So like his big thing would be because Brock retained last year.
Ooh.
But
it was a bold move to do, also left feeling like garbage.
That's the thing. Michael Vince and I get to care about Justin and Nate. And that's got to be Bray with the Thanksgiving puppet, right? That has to be the little buzzard thing.
It's his laugh, and it's a buzzard.
Yeah. So let's see. It was last year. Brock and Roman, right, was the main.
Right.
You had Nakamura and AJ, which was good. It was just not in a great place.
No, and it killed me, man.
The Intercontinental Triple Threat was awesome, and it was the open. And then Asuka and Charlotte, which was arguably could have been the main for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then you have a bunch like Nia and Alexa it was fine, right? Then I don't even the Bludgeon Brother thing, the Triple Threat for the SmackDown tags. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I get that he's a heel guy, and last year was a heel Mania.
Right.
But Mania shouldn't. I'm not saying heels should never win at Mania, but Mania is paying off stories.
Right.
If you're paying off a story, unless it's continuation through Mania, it should be the good guys winning.
Right.
Because you want feel-good moments as you're getting ready to tell the next stories.
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have a conclusion of a story where the bad guy wins, and that's the end.
I know.
You have a situation where the bad guy, like this year, you have a couple bad dudes winning here or there, but it's for a reason. To be actually, there weren't too many. Well, I guess there were at least 2. There was a handful, but I felt like they were 3 concise acts. Like if Mania had ended right after the Kofi Bryan match, that was the end of the second act, and it was concise and it felt good. I felt like I could have turned it off right then, and I would have been happy.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to stay for a third act, which was self-contained and felt good in and of itself, and I left happy as well.
Yeah,
it was really good. And even after that first act, hot damn, that would have been a hell of a pay-per-view anywhere else. It would have been a good off-month pay-per-view type deal. And if those were your mains, good on you, good stuff. And even the pre-show felt like it was his own self-contained story with a lot of good moments and a lot of good action. If you didn't watch the pre-show, you did yourself a disservice. That being said, if you watched anything before the pre-show and you tried to do like 9+ hours of wrestling, you did yourself another disservice.
Yeah, that's too much.
Too much.
We got will John Cena face Kofi for the WWE Championship? I don't know. I think we'll start getting some answers next week of where it's going to actually go.
Once we wrap with the Mania stuff, as far as what happened this week.
So before we actually get into like actual
some breakdowns and some what happens
in actual like match discussions, I wanted to say a couple awesome things that I thought helped keep the night feel fresh.
The reason for the season,
the fact that they were swapping out commentators like almost every match, brilliant. Like I can't believe it took this long to do that. You don't have Corey Graves for 7 hours. I love Graves, and I could take Graves for the entire 7 hours.
Right.
But
they made it feel fairly seamless. And it felt like they brought in specialists for things too.
Right.
The Booker T coming in for the Joe and Ray match, fantastic.
Right.
He's an all-time great U.S. champion. And then he was like, I prepared for this.
Hashtag Nate was happy on hashtag Nate Appreciation Day.
All right.
I thought it was hashtag We Love Chris. I thought it was cool that they brought Paige in for the women's tag, which apparently is playing even further.
Brought in Shawn Michaels for Batista and
right. And it was just
another match that I should have not cared about, but then did.
It was nice to have those different voices, which just made. I mean, I feel like they probably should have swapped out. I know they were doing Phillips for the SmackDown matches, Cole for the Raw matches, but towards the end, Cole was just about gone. And if you want to save him for Batista and Trips, and you want to save him for the main, then maybe you give Phillips a couple of those Raw calls. But again, that's minor. That's
I don't know. Do you think they could have now, as seamless as a lot of those transitions were? Think they could have slipped Morrow in there?
I don't know that Morrow wants to do that.
I know he does. I get the feeling I feel he's got a good spot. Let's not play with it. Let's not mess with it at all. It makes NXT very special. But I
love Morrow.
But that Tom Phillips is fantastic and stuff. But man, Cole's voice at the end of the night was just savage.
He was, and
good for him. Won that Iron Man match, the 8-hour Iron Man match.
Well, and then I mean, it turns out it feels like Graves got some of the calls that should have been Cole's because of that, though. I mean, these are all. If this is what I'm nitpicking, then it's a pretty solid show. I mean,
I should be coming here saying, "Man,
this booking.
I thought that match was gonna be boring, and it was."
Yeah.
Bleh. I could go back and watch any single one of those matches in and of themselves, and be happy about it, and feel good flowing into the next thing. And they had a good flow too.
Yeah.
As far as keeping the pace moving, right into the next package. Or then you get to the end of the chapters or acts, a good solid cut. Almost feels like it was ready for TV air. Like if need be, they could do the first act, second act, third act, and it would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And it gives more gravity to those mains when there is that definitive cut. It was really, really good. Really good pacing, really good placement.
I think Kenny wants you to bust out the 40.
I don't know what
Did you bring it up here? Oh boy, I guess he did. I thought it had stayed in the fridge. At least it's not warm anymore.
It as though there are more than one. This is the only one. This is not the only one. I mean, I've had many. I've had the beers. Happens. Not
Did you
now.
see that picture from last week that Chris got?
That was fantastic.
Hashtag we love Chris.
And
thank you.
If I wasn't weirdly terrified and antisocial right now, that would be a profile picture literally everywhere.
It's kind of great.
As it stands, Twitter stands as Mike LeWatt from Space. Spaced.
So let's dive into the pre-show.
All right, I got you pulled up here.
Although I just called it the pre-show, and it's not a pre-show.
It was the beginning of the show, man.
Yeah, I forget what they call it all of a sudden.
Oh,
I have all of that stuff on lock like every week, and then this week for some reason. What?
I'm trying to think of it. Well, if you can't remember, what the hell are the odds I'm going to? But we had 4 matches in the card, including 2 Rumbles, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody's got to get on the card. Here we go. Good feel-good moments that don't really mean a whole lot.
Kickoff
But
show. Thank you.
Kickoff.
Yeah, which is way better than the pre-show. Which is I don't know, man. I'm done with the let's complain about stuff getting put on the kickoff because it's a show in and of itself.
It felt like a hell of a part of the show. The fact that those Rumbles were every match had story so much on the main card that the Rumbles were kind of afterthoughts and not attractions. They weren't used as attractions to hype intensity in the middle of the show because the show didn't need it. They were a kickoff show in order to draw people in. And again, they're using the USA Network, and we're still doing the Facebook live streaming stuff, right?
No.
I hate that guy.
What is happening
Shut
here?
up, you.
I tried to reply to a comment. This
Sorry.
is what I get.
They got to use the Rumble as attractions for USA Network viewers and for Facebook and other online viewers to get them to jump on that free 1 month or free 3 month subscription or whatever it is. I don't know what the deal is. I pay the money for it every month.
Yeah. Somebody asked if they don't watch WWE currently, is the $9.99 worth it? Yes. Even if you don't ever plan to watch a current pay-per-view.
If you watch one pay-per-view a
Yeah.
month, if you just tune in for that, the WWE does a fantastic job of having the promo packages before every match now.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't just a special thing anymore. Some are bigger than others, but you're always going to get a quick recap of where the story is, how we've gotten to where we are, who the players are, and why you should care. And then the match happens. And then they
I
say,
almost feel like we need a moderator here in the chat. I can't keep up with you all. I'm sorry. Marco Hanley asked, who do we think the puppet is? And consensus seems to be it's Bray.
mm,
Michael Vincent, the puppet is the puppet master. Of course, clearly. Ellie, the puppet is Bray, and it's super obvious.
I'm glad to see the gobbledygooker's back.
Yes. Lost all his feathers. But $9.99 is 100% worth it for the network. Again, even if you never watch any of these pay-per-views, if you just watch old pay-per-views, old Raws, old SmackDowns, you can watch WCW, ECW. Look, I mean, I know I'm shilling for the network here, but it's worth every penny I pay every month.
And as far as wrestling, now would it be better? Because I end up having to get put in this weird.
Wait a second. Chris says the puppet is Nate. He signed a 5-year deal with WWE. What is this?
Nothing.
Ridiculous. Okay.
Nothing. I got puppets around here somewhere. Yeah, of course I do. What?
So how did we start the show? Is the Cruiser the first?
Cruiserweight was the first one, and that's been the typical spot for the Cruiserweight Championship match. It's like, oh yeah, oh we talked about the network. If you don't, I'm more into personality than matches, which is weird. I don't need to watch any of the pay-per-views. I can throw on Ride Along and be excited. I can throw on Chronicle.
Yeah.
Jesus, these Chronicle ones.
Yeah.
The Charlotte Flair one's like,
it's wonderful.
It segged right into it, and I was like, oh, why? Oh, no, don't lead. No. Oh, they're fantastic because I'm into the characters as character. So getting the person behind the character that helps create that character, their personality coming through, blows my mind, and I absolutely love it.
What's the new ones that they're doing? Like they just recently did the one about how Sting came to WWE.
Ooh,
I just watched that one today, which was really good.
I got to dig into it. There's a wealth of weird stuff in there.
Table of Three is wonderful.
Camp WWE. Okay,
no, that's the bad one.
So
but story time is great.
Oh yeah, kickoff show. Cruiserweight championship, and I was worried that the arena was going to be empty. Nah, man, they filled up enough, at least hard camera side, to look like a good match. Because I get worried whenever that first match goes on that we're going to get that whole Kalisto Ryback match.
Yeah, where
there's nobody there, man.
Yeah,
but nah, it got plenty packed fairly quick, and even though it was still fairly light outside, it looked good, and the two dudes are just amazing.
Yeah, and it's weird to see Tony Nese finally kind of ascend the ladder. Like he's always just kind of been a guy on the show.
Yeah,
and serviceable matches, and I mean they went with the friendship storyline, the friendship splintering, which whatever, because it's through a tournament, which is cool.
Right.
So he wins the tournament, and then Murphy's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, since you think you're gonna beat me, I'm gonna beat you up."
Oh no!
Simple. It's great.
Yeah, 205 Live doesn't go deep. It doesn't need to. They're more the wrestling show, but that doesn't mean they're gonna totally ignore story. This is good, simple, easy. Watch a package, you're immediately in. And
package.
All right. Then we have our first Rumble, I guess.
Yes,
this is where Carmella beat Andre the Giant.
God bless you, R-Truth. He's kind of the best.
Has he always been this good?
No.
Is he now?
Now that he's not
it took him 40 years in the business.
He used to take himself a little too seriously on stand, if you will. Like
hey,
this
be a
truth
cartoon,
is way better.
man. Be a cartoon character. It's good for you.
If you, by the way, if you're watching us right now live on Facebook and Facebook is giving you issues, we love having you on Facebook. But if you have a Twitch, twitch.tv/ohijustin14. I guess I was wrong.
Oh, you didn't get the thing?
I guess there was 13
Who's this other
others.
imposter, Justin?
There's 13.
I want to go say oh hi to him.
But oh hi Justin 14 and give us a follow. We're 43 followers from making affiliate. So
oh,
if you want to watch on Twitch.
Hey, and if you've never, if you got Amazon Prime and you never use Twitch for anything, let's go there and you get a free sub to Twitch with your Amazon Prime. Throw it the Oh Hi Justin 14's way.
Oh.
Huh?
Look how handsome I look. I'm looking good.
It's an improvement.
I'm looking good.
Some people can pull off the ponytail.
Yeah, I can't.
Those people are called ladies.
Hashtag commitment. She's gorgeous.
Ladies Rumble, man. A lot of good things happen.
Tons of great things. And I mean, these things, especially these ones, can be awful. They can just be clusters.
Because it's just hey, shove everybody in there, and we're aiming to this one win, and we don't care how we get there.
I mean,
everybody had a good story.
The women's one last year, it was the first one. It was neat. They had like all the NXT ladies in there, and they all kind of teamed up and threw some people out, and I was like, okay, this is fun. This year's was better.
Yeah.
Because they focused on a few women and said, let's take them, let's shine a spotlight on them.
Mm-hmm.
The Riot Squad looked great in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolution looked really good. Mm-hmm. Sarah Logan specifically looked amazing.
It felt like a coming out for Sarah Logan, man.
Finally, yeah.
I was excited to see her as a singles individual. Once Ruby was out, I thought they were going to do the thing where it's like, well, there goes Ruby, there goes Liv, there goes Sarah, bye. But Logan hung on there for a while, and I was so excited. It looked like she won.
Yeah.
And then Carmella came back in, and
I am getting kind of done with that.
I couldn't give a damn about Carmella right now. She didn't need the win. It would have been a huge thing. Just like when wasn't it Cesaro's won one in the past.
Cesaro won the first one.
All right, who are the other ones that have won?
Big Show.
Okay.
Corbin,
you know what? He did something with it a little bit. He got to be a smarmy a-hole.
He's been the best one with it so far, because then it was Mojo.
Give it to somebody that's going to do something with it, man.
Yeah.
That being said, Harper should have won.
Twitch.tv/OhHiJustin14 is the Twitch address.
Yeah, if you got to follow on there at the very least.
I mean, even if you want to just go throw the follow and then come back to Facebook, that's fine. We are having an impossible time keeping up with y'all, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and our chat brings all the sources into one spot, so we do see if you want to talk over there, if you want to talk wherever you happen to be. But
yeah, Kenny brought up a good point. Only one from NXT was Kairi Sane.
She looks so tiny.
She did, but she looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Jody Phillips says, yo, Jody, what up?
And so Carmella wins, and I don't know that it does anything.
I mean, we'll
and also,
see. I think
I don't know if you remember like 9th grade health class or whatever. That trophy is a cross section of uterus, fallopian tubes, and ovaries. Mm-hmm. Just saying. And then let's put ribbons on it. Who the hell's doing this? That weird yellowed plastic that they're using. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage. It looks like garbage. And then it's really
Bounty
heavy
hunter.
for no reason.
Shaking Jack.
Crazy.
Johnny Perry asks, in DX Hall of Fame, why was Tori not with them? She was part of DX. I guess it was specifically to get China in. They included X-Pac because this is probably the only way he's getting in too. So
good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, Naomi won it last year, and I don't think they did anything with her other than she may have gotten a championship opportunity because of it against Carmella.
Okay. Do you want Carmella to have an opportunity? Carmella's kind of facious, happy-go-lucky, hanging out with Truth. Do you want her challenging Becky Lynch?
Well, and I was going to say, it doesn't matter
because
because
right now.
She may be going over to Raw, but same.
Who the hell knows?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
I feel like nothing came of that, but it was a fantastic coming out moment for Sarah Logan.
Specifically.
I would have. I became a huge proponent of her as the match wore on, and I was excited to see her potentially win. And then she got snuck at the last second. It sucked.
Well, okay. Who was the final three? It was Asuka. Well, final four because Carmella was hiding on the outside. Mm-hmm. It was Asuka, Sarah Logan, and who was the third? I remember being super geeked.
Yeah, it's like one of these three is going to win, and Asuka makes sense. And then Asuka was out, and I think it was Logan left and whoever the other one was.
Yeah, and she tossed whoever that was. I don't know why. I can't remember. Maybe because it was like at the beginning of 8 hours of watching wrestling.
We also had Candice LeRae in there, which was nice seeing her.
Yeah.
Dana Brooke was in there. Looked fantastic.
Yes. I'm so happy for her.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Lana did fine. Mandy. Maria got chased around by Nikki Cross. It's just coming out and being silly and awesome. That was great. And Zelina Vega looking very, very tiny.
Yes.
Very, very tiny. but whatever. Fun. I wish Sarah wanted. That would have been a hell of a good little moment for her. And I wouldn't mind seeing the Riot Squad get a little bit of some faces-nish.
I think with what ends up happening with the tag championships later on, sending them over to SmackDown, I don't think, like, they're fine as bad guys. I just don't think anybody wants to boo them.
Yeah.
I think people want to cheer them. Liv is very easily cheerable. I think Ruby people respect enough to, and Sarah's
a badass, yeah.
Sarah's a badass. What's
and
the
she's
boo
fun
about
at the
them?
same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sonya Deville, you're right, Kane. He was the
yes,
and she looked great too.
All I wanted,
I love her new gear.
All I wanted was that pop-up headbutt, and there it was.
Yep. And I want to repeat this again. Riot Squad specifically as a team looked great.
Yeah.
I'm
without it having to be their one solid piece just in and of themselves.
Look, obviously this could sound biased because I be loving Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Guys, I didn't know if you know this.
You can be
I love Liv Morgan.
Objective with this.
But let me pull that aside. I honestly believe they are the best team in WWE, best tag team. I honestly believe that because they're the most tight-knit group.
Right.
I love Iconics, but like as a tag team in the ring, they both can wrestle, but we haven't seen them wrestle as a team that much. It's mostly been their mic work, which they're terrific at. I love it.
It felt like it came a little bit together later on this week.
Yeah.
Jobbers are the best. Nothing better than a jobber.
What are you talking about? The Brooklyn Bells? They were 45-0, Nathan.
Clarissa and Explains It All. Jesus.
Graves is the best.
He's just great. Different names every time.
Yeah.
Just amusing himself. All right, and then I guess we need to do some plowing, baby.
Yeah, we need to move. Sorry.
All right, so the tag match: Hawkins and Ryder versus the Revival.
I was so worried, and rightfully so.
And I've heard Hawkins referred to as weaponized kayfabe. Whoever he beats is going to be completely destroyed. Sorry, Revival. Today is that day. Yeah. Feel good moment for the hometown dudes. And ditched the Mets gear, and look what happened.
Yeah, he wore the Jets gear. But I love the continuation of the story on Monday, though. Even better than the win, which I was fine with. Homeboys, and with the brand, the Superstar shakeup coming, hopefully, as opposed to Revival leaving the company, hopefully this means they're going over to SmackDown.
Oh, my God. Give me a 2-hour show with a 45-minute Revival match every week. I'm all right.
But
I'd watch them fight the Brooklyn Bells.
Yeah, right. The Hawkins now on a 2-match tear. Like he's the reason they're winning.
Crazy.
That's great storytelling and Tori Spelling.
And Tori Spelling. Those are
we're both like Apollo Crews trying to get to it. We're both we gotta get this Tori Spelling joke in.
Well, I mean, we have a dearth. Yeah, that's a word, probably.
Sure.
Of Tori Spelling material. We need to get it out there. It's been sitting here. It's vintage at this point. It's been sitting here since the 90s, probably. Sure. Whatever.
Okay.
Hawkins and Ryder get to feel good, hometown hero moment.
More important than any of that, though.
But it was still a damn good wrestling match.
It was a great wrestling match on the kickoff show with two guys that, technically speaking, I don't give a crap about. I love the Revival. I love them so much. Revival for the children, by the way. The Revival is for the children. Made me care about a guy I actually hate, Zack Ryder, and his teammate, Kurt Hawkins. I cared about them and actually cared about them winning.
Taco Night still stand?
Of course.
That's great.
So, what more do you want? It was a great wrestling match, and the bad guys put the good guys over.
And it got more time than even the Battle Royals, man.
Yeah.
So good for them. Give the Revival 20 minutes every show.
Yeah.
Hey, if they're gonna have
Let
a long
the wrestlers
match,
wrestle.
If they're gonna have a long match and you can't afford the long match on the show proper, kickoff is fine. They'll make you sad you missed it.
Yep. And, we saw the Usos and New Day doing that consistently over the last year and a half, 2 years. So, yeah.
Oh, we opened the show? All right. Follow this.
Yeah. Good luck. And that takes us to the Andre.
Yes, sir. 30-man. Andre, the memorial battle of the Royals.
Of all the things I couldn't care less about, because it ended up going exactly how they
It was going to be
showed
the
you.
gimmick, man. It was going to be the gimmick. You had the two dudes in there. You knew they were going to hide
There's
in the ring.
moments, for sure.
As far as Michael Che and Colin Jost go.
Kenny, why the hate for Ryder? He super kick you in the chest, too. Honestly, I bought in because my friend, our dear friend Zach Hilton, is convinced that Zack Ryder is a ripoff of his Zach Hilton gimmick, like right down to like Back to the Future references and love of Ghostbusters, and because Hilton came out before Ryder, so he's convinced that some of that stuff got yoinked from him, and it just kind of found its way to me. There should be a WrestlePals drinking game.
When your friends hate somebody, it's your job to probably hate them too.
Yeah,
I don't hate nobody. That being said, I don't like my friend being sad.
yeah. So, I mean,
Michael Che took a shot in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. Colin Jost got thrown.
Mm-hmm.
Why were they still ringside? Why was everybody there
There's
ringside?
like 5 dudes just like, okay,
Right. Hang here for what? Oh, okay, we'll catch him.
okay. Here are the rules for the drinking game. If I say I love Liv Morgan,
Oh, come on, man.
if I drink Zions, or if Nate says that being said.
God damn it. Who wrote that? Of course you did. Do you take a drink if I take a drink?
I have no idea.
No. Okay. Well, then, I won't. Hello there.
By the way, I love Liv Morgan.
All right.
So, I mean, is there anything else of note? First,
Yes, there's something definitely of note in the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. Luke Harper, main roster thing.
Oh, yes.
And then he put out on Twitter later, well, I tried to single leg an an Olympian. Didn't go so well.
Yeah.
And he and if you go back and you watch it, Harper's literally trying to single leg Chad Gable.
Mm-hmm.
And Chad Gable just kind of says, no, please don't do that. Don't do that. And then apparently Gable said, I gotta go suplex some people now. See you later, dude. And just left him there. That's great. Well done. That's a moment, man. And then Harper weirdly superplexing, was it Ali to the outside?
I think so, yeah.
And getting a kick in the face and both of them going down.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Jody Phillips asks, what did you guys think of the new Hall of Fame setup? I love it, and we'll, if we have time, because we still got to blast through Mania and TakeOver.
I don't like fans being there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Taylor,
I understand they got to sell seats, but I don't like fans being there.
Yeah, Taylor, what the F? I didn't know I was supposed to get beer for this. My liege, you don't have to drink beer if you don't want. It's King Canada. He's here in the chat with us.
Oh,
My
well,
liege.
that is your homeland.
Mm-hmm. No.
Or home flow. Homeberg? What do they call the Icelands up there? Iceland. That's it.
I love Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I know. So we get to the main card, Justin.
Brain wins.
Main card.
Yes.
This was the most brilliant play of the night.
Well, before we even get into the match proper, Alexa Bliss is the host. She comes out. I was torn on this. I didn't like Hogan coming out. I rescind because apparently he actually took the time, and obviously one black man can't speak for an entire race, but he actually took the time to go talk to Big E and talk about it. He apologized to Big E personally and listened to what he had to say. And again, one man doesn't speak for an entire race, but it shows that maybe he is actually willing to take responsibility for what he said and learn from it. So a little bit of growth from the Hulkster, I can appreciate that. So I rescind all my awkward of Hogan coming out.
Nah, bullshit. He said Silverdome again, just trying to get over on it.
And of course,
and I said that when he came out. I was like, he's going to do that Silverdome shit. And then he says, Silverdome. Wait, I'm not there.
Then he still got the place wrong.
Net worth, net zero, state of palace, Scatorium.
Good for you, Hogan. Jesus.
Okay.
So we had this was the most brilliant play. And somebody even said this in the chat, and Heyman said as much. I have no doubt that that's the reason why this match went first. He said, yeah, if we're not on last, we're first.
Yeah. We're getting out of here. We're going to Las Vegas where we're respected and they care about us. Also, Heyman came out to I'm a Real American.
Yeah.
And he's just head bobbing the whole way down. It was amazing. You know what? He is the epitome of just that's America if I've ever seen it, baby. Woo!
I love this play, though. It wasn't expected.
Mm-hmm.
It ends up being a hot open. It doesn't have to be some classic match anymore, which it never was going to be.
And it was still daytime-ish.
Yeah.
But they made it feel big. Usually daytime undercuts whatever's happening in the ring.
Hello. It's Chris. CW_83.
But this was fantastic placement, and this was the kickoff of it, and Paul Heyman gave you a reason why this was happening. And that's all you need, man. Just one person to tell you, this is happening because of this. And we want it this way, and that's why. And we're bad dudes. Bad dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Of actual bell-to-bell time, because Brock throws Seth around for a little bit before the bell.
And it was pretty damn perfect. I either want a Brock match to be really good and really competitive, or it to be done nice and quick. We learned that with the weird Goldberg thing. It's like, oh, Jesus. So, yeah, Brock comes out hot and heavy. You either counter that stuff immediately and find a way to weasel a win, or, whoa. Or you let him be dominant in that short amount of time. Brock matches don't need to go very long.
The great thing about it going on first is it opened up the possibility to Seth losing.
Yeah.
Leaning in, since Seth won the Rumble, I was like, there's no way Seth loses. Seth is winning. It opened up the possibility that maybe he just destroys him and gets out of there.
If it's on so early, you can be disappointed now. We'll build you back up later.
Yeah.
We got to tell the story we got to tell.
And then
the reign of terror continues, even through the pinnacle that is Wrestling Christmas.
Yeah. And they pulled the trigger, which I'm glad they did, because the main event scene in Raw will
There's
flourish,
an hour of
finally.
show that has died because it doesn't have a champion.
Yeah.
Now we have a champion.
Not that the champion necessarily needs to be there, but the people need to be fighting to fight the champion.
Mm-hmm. And have the champion around as, be an arbiter, be a participant in his own storyline, for God's sake.
Yeah. Well, and that's the problem. There was no championship storyline until a couple weeks out from the pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. What are all these guys supposed to do?
Yeah.
This is what happens to Braun. This is what happens to this.
To Roman, to Drew.
Yeah.
They put something together with Roman and Drew. Good for them, I guess. That's Drew making stuff work. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm going to run my mouth. I've been watching that Samoa Joe guy, and I know how to be evil no matter the circumstances. Good for Drew. Good for Drew.
Interesting. Jody Phillips hated how they did the Brock match. Interesting. My brother hated it too because he didn't want to see Brock lose.
Yeah. Okay. But hey, you know what this gives you? This gives you my favorite thing about Brock. Gets a little closer to SummerSlam, maybe even come Survivor Series. Whenever Brock's done doing whatever Brock does, going and bare knuckle brawling with Moose, whatever, eating trees.
Does that? Who does that? I love Liv Morgan.
Making a beaver skin cap out of a bear.
Right.
That doesn't make sense. Brock can be a surprise and come back.
Brock can be a surprise and come back, and the matches will feel big again.
Mm-hmm. It's like,
all of them.
And you got comfortable? Brock Lesnar.
I'm here to suplex you, and it'll be great.
I'm here for you, and you're a marked man. The countdown begins to your execution.
Oh, King Canada already misses Ambrose. I think Leslie is with you. I'd rather see Braun versus Samoa Joe. We kind of got a little taste of that on Tuesday, didn't we? Ooh. Okay, we're going to have to plow a little here.
AJ and Orton.
Wonderful spot for it.
Yeah.
Got to breathe a little bit.
We got super excited out of the gate. You don't get much more hot open than Brock Lesnar's here.
Yeah.
here's the match. It's over while the period of excitement is still high pitched, and it goes right into AJ Orton, and which is going to be a little bit of come down dramatic as far as drama goes.
Yeah.
But as far as action goes, fantastic.
Great wrestling match.
Methodical and fantastic, and fans were very pissed about lights being in their faces.
Yeah.
And at one point, they cut those lights that were blinding people. Come on, man, how you set that up? And people were like, hey, here's my $600 seat with a light just shining directly in their face, obscuring everything. And they cut off the lights, people cheer, and then Orton makes fun of it for a week.
Because he's great.
Good for him. This is I Don't Care Orton, and it's best Orton. It's pretty damn great. Good stuff.
Agreed. That moves us to
Tag 4-way SmackDown, and this should be as about as big a schmaz as you get. Like, hey, how do we get all these people together? Nope, we got a story. It evolved out of the tag team gauntlet match. That's why it's happening here today as punishment against those dastardly Usos for standing up for what they believe. How dare you?
Yeah,
and this is their punishment, and I'll be damned if they don't succeed and pull it out.
Yeah. And this was this essentially ended up feeling like the first main.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, because no matter who the Usos are facing, it's going to be exciting. And I feel like they pulled some stuff out of Nakamura and Rusev that I really liked. A lot of people saying, Nakamura might be resting a little bit on his laurels. No, man. You got to get him hype and get him into something that feels like it matters. Against the Usos, everything feels like it matters. Yeah,
and this is why I keep saying, I want Shinsuke to stay on SmackDown. I want Alistair to go to SmackDown. I want a feud between those two to mean something, because that's what's been lacking for Nakamura.
That's one thing I hope out of this shakeup is Ricochet goes one place, Black goes the other, and that's how they're able to dissolve the team without it being...
They're a great team. I've really enjoyed watching them, but there's enough teams already. We don't need them as a team.
And that weird posing thing that they did with Ali
was fun.
That was great. Somebody called it cool, calm, and collected. It's like
Avengers Assemble.
Where Avengers sit down, it's story time.
Mm-hmm. All right, so is next...
Next is Shane and Miz.
So between this, was this the Hall of Fame gimmick?
I don't remember,
Where they trot out the Hall of Famers?
Mm.
There was a reason I wanted to talk about that. Now I don't remember. Oh, well.
Stevie Ray wanting his own star?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
That was fun.
There was Beefcake looking like he's got 2 points of articulation. And one of them's in the hedge clippers. He's got hedge clippers in his hand, man.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. There was something else, but I don't remember.
Honky Tonk Man still looks... I don't want to say good, but he looks exactly the same as he did, which was bad then, but still.
Tonk Man. So Shane and Miz was far better than it had any right being.
No business. Because this is Miz saying, hey, okay, I'm going to be a main eventer now.
Yeah.
It's almost like, hey, let me show you the difference between top of the mid-card, which is really good, and I can be a main eventer. And here it is. And it's showing that he has the ability to switch back and forth between the two as necessary.
Yeah.
He hasn't been one to really put his body severely on the line. He's been, I don't want to say a safe style, but he's been dinged for that before. He's also been consistently there for the entirety of his...
yeah.
And there's a reason. And it still looks good no matter what he's doing.
He's missed pretty much 0 time due to injury. Mm-hmm. Any time he's missed has been because of filming a movie, essentially, or the TV show.
Marines.
Yeah.
The Marines is...
Again, this was better than it had any right being.
Why, Justin?
Well, I'll show you why.
Who are the players? We had Shane. We had The Miz.
Uh-oh.
And we had that weird sound happening.
Oh, it's no big deal. It's just whatever I want to play audio out is probably about to get screwed, so that's cool.
Who needs audio, right? Give it. Hey.
God damn it. Please stop.
Falls Count Anywhere is usually a excuse to have something.
This is why I need the button thing.
Have something.
It shouldn't take
there
this
it
long
is.
to set up.
Look at this. What the hell happened that George Mizanin is in the ring? George Mizanin with the second worst climbing into the ring of the night.
This is somebody telling me that live ain't life.
Oh, square up. Hey, now. I didn't say it. I think Big E retweeted that from somebody, too. It's like, this is my new square up GF. George gets in the ring, and they announce that George is not very flexible, not very good at most anything. And I believe it was Corey Gray said he's a 68-year-old man. And I was like, you know what? For 68, that's still pretty terrible. But, he's upright. That's cool.
I love the Mrs. Dad. It really kind of just elevates everything. It's kind of great.
He is proud of his son, and he's there to... Because Shane was getting ready to do a face spot, but it was going to destroy The Miz, and that's when George jumps in, like, no, I'm defending my son probably. They told me to stand here. And then he climbed in the ring, and he put up his dukes. And Shane fixes his hands.
When somebody tells us they don't want to be wrestle pals.
Hey, put up your dukes.
I'm like, I got fucking no dukes.
Jesus. Hey, he's the first one to curse this week. That means it's fair game from here on out, Yeah. George takes it. George takes a beating. George takes a beating better than
best as he can.
Better than Che and Jost, and they did just fine. He slumped down in the corner and he died for Mrs. Sins.
Taylor, moments like these are why I watch wrestling.
Yes.
Agreed. And I bet he can crush a case of Coors Light, no problem. Mm-hmm. About right. That's about right.
How could he look so wobbly yet so stiff all at the same time?
It's kind of wonderful.
It's by wonderful. No, you're right.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm right.
Oh, Mr. the Mrs. Dad, Sir George, Potato Head.
And if this would have been it, I would have been happy. Just Mrs. Dad being all awesome.
To just step in there and go, no, screw you, man.
I got to play his theme, which was fun.
And Shane.
Hey, Nathan.
Jesus. Shane being very almost dismissive.
I have an idea.
Just gloriously fantastic and awful. What do you? I do not endorse.
I going to a Ragu festival?
What was he gonna do? What was he gonna do? He was gonna take a beating.
Great, I can talk.
And he did it.
That's great. I can talk.
Hey.
I'm a good.
You button hooked me.
Yeah, I didn't know you were gonna button hook me.
Regular Starbucks. Why do I remember? Jerk.
I remember that time you took me to the roller coaster with the loopity-loop.
Guess what's playing?
That almost fucked me there.
Guess what? It's twice. Foul, dirty mouth over yonder.
It's not my fault. It's Adam Sandler's.
Mm-hmm.
I got fucking no dukes.
Hooves. And then it was like another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Of now usually when stuff wanders around an arena, it's like, hey, let's wander over here, let's wander over there. I don't know what we do. It's some railing, and there's a half-ass table, and oh, here's the electrical equipment that's gonna blow up. Boom, boom, boom. Nah, man, they had some good spots and some good places. Like Miz using the rigging to kick Shane into the one giant LED board that looked like it had no business being hit with anything.
Yeah.
And then just getting beat all over the damn place, climbing scaffolding for some reason. Yeah.
All right, so they climb the scaffolding. Let's wrap the match real quick because this was awesome in and of itself. We mentioned Shane or Miz doesn't take a lot of risks,
right?
But he's in there with Shane, so he's gonna have to.
Yeah.
Suplexes him off the scaffolding.
How good was that execution?
It was wonderful.
Did you see how they got a shot of Miz like perfectly level with the full extension level with the scaffolding as they fall straight down and land as flat as humanly possible.
Right.
Amazing job of the two of them protecting themselves.
And 1, 2, 3, like Shane's arm lands
just barely over.
1, 2, 3, Shane wins.
Miz beat the hell out of him. Shane wins.
So bad guy does bad things.
They do.
Continuation on Tuesday. Something that I loved about Shane's entrance on Sunday.
What's that?
Conducting Hamilton. Oh my God, it's wonderfully terrible.
It was unnerving.
Yeah.
As we were watching it, I was told that went on like 30 seconds too long. I was like, nah, it didn't.
Like,
it was great. As Hamilton was getting frustrated and giving the exact same performance every time because he's a goddamn professional. As he's being pulled by his tie and just see him jerking forward and then being
Best in the world.
No.
Best in the world. No, it's down, man, down.
Give me that one you gave me on Sunday. That one was good.
Best in the world.
Shane does like the awful thing of giving him a little bit of hope. It's like, I know you can do good.
Yeah.
Do good or else.
Yeah.
What?
Like the last thing I really want is more Shane, but if that's the Shane I'm going to get, I'll take it because that's kind of wonderfully awful.
And he hasn't changed a whole lot.
No.
His delivery is still the same, very soft and mellow, and but he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Well done.
Awful. Just awful.
I'm the best in the world because I was born that way.
Terrible. Terrible. Okay.
What a jerk.
So Shane wins. 1, 2, 3. All right. Where's that take us next?
Ladies, Fatal 4-Way Tag Championships.
This one was up in the air. To me, it makes sense that Bayley and Sasha retain.
Yeah. I figured that too. This is like the first big defense.
Right. Because it was kind of a schmoz at Fastlane, wasn't it? Because they end up attacking Beth or Natty, or I don't remember what happened. But yeah. This was essentially the first big defense, and look, the Iconics are great. Don't get me wrong, and they're absolutely deserving. I just don't understand why they didn't win from the jump if this was the plan.
I have no idea, but I kind of get the feeling that when they started the tag team thing, they had an idea of it. Hey, we can have it go back and forth between both shows. But as we started edging ever closer to the I don't want to say permanent brand split, but the more definitive brand split, I got a feeling, especially considering the main event outcome, that we're going to get women's singles on one show and women's tag on the other. I feel like that's going to be the break in the divisions, and I'm kind of okay with it. With a little bit of transience here and there. It's like, we're breaking up as a tag team. We're going to go over to Raw and work as singles competitors. Or, hey, these two aren't doing anything over on Raw, so we're going to go over to SmackDown as a tag team. And you know what? I feel like tag team wrestling deserves to be on the wrestling show. I love tag teams as teams and as personalities, but I feel they really, really shine when they're allowed to do wrestle stuff. You know what I mean? So if that's their ploy to get the tag titles over to SmackDown, to make SmackDown the women's tag team wrestling brand, I'm okay with it. And they looked so happy, and they're off. Look, I want you to think of this whenever you're watching the Iconics. Pick one of the following, either Monty Python or Kids in the Hall, and think about them when the Iconics are talking. You'll never not hear it again. They sound like a Monty Python sketch. Just goes on and on and on. And it's amazing and great. The Iconics pose. Peyton Royce is the better of the two as far as the pose goes. Until Tuesday, when Billie Kay did it like 7 times across the ring. Did it like she was literally doing the church lady dance across the ring, and it was great. They're awful. They're great.
Yeah.
They haven't hit until Tuesday when they start. Oh God! Just watching the video of once they put the side plates on, and they were going around showing everybody like, "Oh look, we got titles on!" Right. And everyone's like, "God, go away!" Like, no, we're champions, boys. Oh, more. Give me more. Tamina and first of all, nobody meaner than Tamina.
Here.
Nobody meano than Tamino. That was my fun game. Apples and Benini. What?
This all ties in. Yes. Here,
Really?
play your game real quick. Your little
Play your little game.
play a little silly
trick.
thing.
Dance for the people. You monkey, dance. Nobody meanie than Tamini. I played apples and bananas.
To oat.
What?
Oat.
What'd you say?
You like to oat. Oat. Opals and bononos.
Oh, for
Jesus.
Christ's sake. God.
So
What?
What I wanted to talk about from the Hall of Fame, and this ties in
Okay.
because somebody was Nia Jaxing it. they were jacksing off. Somebody.
I think we're getting some feedback.
Yeah. So somebody, they were showing like something from the Hall of Fame, like and they showed
The Tori Wilson thing?
yeah, and she was like, people telling me that they masturbate. I mean, she didn't say this specifically.
Hello, gentlemen. I hear you like to take your penis, place it into left or right. Matters not. And
I hear you're Nia Jackson off to me.
She's like, I'm glad to be part of wrestling, and so I've heard part of most of your puberties.
Yeah.
I've never heard puberties as a pluralized version, but I mean, who am I to argue with her, I guess?
But
I don't know.
How awful is that? That people are going, I jerked off to you.
It was a different time.
Well, you realize that social media is now that people are doing that, telling her that now.
Ah, really?
I used to jerk it to you.
Not actively, because you're old and used up and of no use to me. But I used to. Jesus,
awful.
man. How
awful.
Hey.
Stop Nia Jackson off.
Don't. Look, let's start small here, Justin. You're going to do that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh, there's nothing
Do
wrong
what you
with
got to
it.
do. Let's not announce it. And more specifically, let's not be too cool for school and tell the individual.
He jerked it off to you.
That's
which became like the running gag for us for like the next 3 matches.
Yes, as we sent to various politicians and celebrities.
Yes.
Sorry, former President Obama and Clinton and Carter.
And B. Arthur.
Well, she said thank you.
Yeah.
And she's dead.
So?
I was scared. I was like, oh no, it's a ghost.
You saying ghosts can't tweet?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, see?
Confinate.
So, wait. Taylor says guilty as charged. Are you saying you tweeted at Tori Wilson that you used to beat it to her? That ain't cool, man.
Please don't do that.
Don't do that. That ain't cool.
I don't know. There's no way you could. I'm sure she's trying to be nice and act like she's flattered, but at the same time,
It's ghoulish. It's ghoulish as fuck.
Don't do that.
That is so ghoul.
Don't.
Just don't do it.
Please.
So the Iconics win the tag championships, and I'm not reading that.
Just don't tell us on Twitter.
Yeah. I guess you can tell us in the chat. Don't tell us on Twitter. Don't tweet us.
Save it for later.
Save it for later. But that was like the first big surprise of the night.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
As far as teams goes, I would have expected Meaner than Tameener and Nia Jacksoning it to, or even the Divas of Doom potentially.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, oh, you know what? There's some service to Beth Phoenix for being amazing.
Yeah, right.
Oh God! And Bayley jumping up to take the glam slam. Jesus,
Oh, yes.
good stuff.
Yes. I mean, this was a fantastic Fatal 4-8, and, you know, normally it's like, ooh, booked. And nah, man, the Iconics, they're deserving. They've been a team pretty much their entire time.
They're sneaky and opportunistic, and this was a perfect opportunity to be sneaky and opportunity to be opportunistic, and a sneaky time to be sneaky people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So next,
No,
golly, it's 10:15. We have got a race here.
Justin.
Uh-huh.
Match of the night. This end of the night, main event of the evening, the last match of the show, or it could have been anywhere else. And honestly, if you stop watching at this point, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan
This is probably
for the WWE Championship.
my favorite match of the night. Probably my favorite moment of the night.
Mhm.
This
Absolutely,
This was everything I was looking forward to in the evening.
bar none.
I mean, I understand why the women closed the show, and it's still a fine moment.
It
But
was really good too.
this story, look, I'm a fan of long-term storytelling, but the route that they went kept taking away from the main.
I feel like the main gave a spectacle to end the show.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Kofi Bryan match gave heart right in the middle of the show.
Yes.
And it was a really feel-good moment.
It was a wonderful match, and Brian got to look disgusting. Like, just awful. Just an awful human being.
He has never been better when he's being bad.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. He could turn that around tomorrow and immediately be beloved again.
Mm-hmm.
And he did all the things, and he pushed Kofi to be awful back. God, Kofi... It's called, I don't care if they've never mentioned it, I'm calling it the carbon footprint.
Mm-hmm.
When Brian does that, grab the hands and stomp face, nothing looks more like an absolute jerk and an awful human being than when somebody does that. And then Kofi turning around with his big, giant, long legs. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Kofi's legs never looked longer than when they're raining down on Brian's face.
Yeah.
Holy hell. As he's just had enough, been pushed to the edge and going harder than he's ever gone before. And Kofi has that little bit of hulking up that he does, man. Where he just, give me more, kick me again. Oh, my God. So good. Kofi being a true main eventer for this, man.
Now, look, I'm glad, again, that they pulled the trigger. He wins the championship. Mm-hmm. I'm so glad. Because it not only does he deserve it, we as fans deserve it. Mm-hmm. And black people deserve that, man. Representation matters. I'm sick and tired of people going, oh, Kofi isn't the first black champion, and oh, who cares if he's black? You can say that because almost every WWE champion has been white. Mm. Like, all of us grew up, Hulk Hogan was the champion. So we could be WWE champion if we put it in the training. This is big. Stop bringing it down. This is big. It's just bigger than you can understand, apparently.
Then they haven't had to acknowledge it either.
Yeah.
It's not something that they laid everything on.
No.
This wasn't, well, Kofi deserves this.
Oh, he's the first black. They aren't even saying that.
It's not being said, Kofi deserves this because of underrepresentation. No, Kofi deserves this.
Because he earned it.
And he's that damn good. And I hope they never acknowledge it. Because, man, there's... The way to truly ascend and get towards equality is to never have to acknowledge it because it ain't a thing.
Yeah.
So fantastic grace with handling. And I trust no three better than the New Day.
They're wonderful
to handle any situation with the exact firmness and gentleness of touch, as they've proven over and over again for several years on their own and as a group. They can address hard-hitting issues, have a stance, be righteous in their opinions, and not be derogatory or destructive in their opinion. They're able to express themselves without having to demean others. And they get their point across better than anybody else in the company. And I can't imagine better faces for the company.
They're wonderful. They are absolutely wonderful. I enjoy them.
Color be damned. I can't imagine better faces for the company.
Agreed.
And the fact that you have Woods and E going, we respect this man that put in the hard work. Hey, hard work is something to be respected.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And he hasn't overcome. He's oh my God. And the fact that they had the belt ready to go.
Yes.
They didn't make him wear the gimmick belt. I feel like they kind of gave it away. They had one little camera shot.
Yeah.
Like, and I was the first spoil sport. What's under the thing? The thing's under there. But then they saved it later with like hey, here's the Kofi there's a new champ. Yes, there is shirt.
Yeah.
But there's also a reject Daniel Bryan one available in the shop if you want, and still the Planet's champion.
Yep.
So God bless them for having. I'm sure they made maybe two
the
of
B
those.
team.
Oh, good Lord.
God, beautiful. Kofi wins. Right guy, right time. Everything. Everything about it is right.
Oh, got the family in the ring and the one little baby holding up the title and is bigger than he is.
Yeah.
It's like right over his head. He's like, oh!
Amazing moment.
Climbs the turnbuckle and takes the shirt, throws it to the family. It's like, sorry, Kofi, get out of here. Your kids are great.
This is just an amazing moment that he deserves. And how great does he look with that championship? Ooh. Coming down the ring Monday and Tuesday. It's just like, that is right. That is everything right. That is why I'm a wrestling fan, to see a guy work that hard and get it. Like, this isn't like I wanted. This is what I wanted from Shinsuke and AJ last year. I wanted Shinsuke to win so I could see that's my guy, and he won. This is even bigger than that because it's 11 years built up.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. So that takes us to Joe and Ray, yeah?
And it feels like there was a nice break there.
A little bit,
Chapter 2, and now we're going into the Raw with the Joe and Ray thing. This felt like, I don't know if this was hey guys, we got to do some cutting somewhere.
Apparently Ray is legit hurt.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that with that being the circumstances, what better way to play it than Joe has been able to win before, but he immediately gives back the loss like right away.
Mm-hmm.
Joe gives away a lot of losses and maintains credibility because he can, because he's a credible threat no matter what, and his mouth shows him as the awful creature that he is.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice to see a dominant win by Joe.
Look, I think it was actually Taylor I was talking to about it. I love Rey Mysterio, and I've never loved Rey Mysterio more than right now.
Because he's willing to give up a loss to an Andrade, willing to give one to a Joe.
And just his in-ring work. This is some of the best stuff I've ever seen Rey do.
He's solid, man.
Yeah, but I want this for Joe.
Yeah.
Badly.
I want him to have the open challenges like, who am I going to choke out this week?
And he can
then
just
he does
beat
it.
people up. I mean, first of all, there's expendable people. I hate to say that, but there are expendable people on the roster that you have no plans for. Get them a little TV time. Let them punch Joe a couple times and put him on the ropes a little bit, and then get destroyed.
Yeah.
And then whoever actually beats him, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's 101, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. If you want the credible monster, you got to make him credible.
Yeah.
Give him some opportunity. Give him some leg room. Give him some. We've talked about the match more than the match actually happened.
Yeah.
How great was he? Just snatched him in, smothered him, and he was gone.
And then just Joe can talk like he can. He can make that. Like when Randy won the U.S. Championship, I thought he had the ability to do it. I mean, there's been plenty of guys who've won it recently that I was like, ooh,
this is gonna be the dude, Carey.
But the last time where I felt like it was correct was Cena.
Yeah.
And Joe can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Joe can do that. I need Gulag too.
He's a credibility machine, man. He cranks out credibility.
Yeah.
I'll let him crank some into that title.
Yeah. So yeah, we got to move on.
Hot open to the Act 3.
Yep.
And again, hot, quick, surprise, out the gate. While you still have that energy, we lead into Roman and Drew. And my favorite thing now is when Drew comes out and he does the thing. I pretend like the light is hurting him, like he's burning and he's very upset about it. It makes me happy. I'm sorry I've ruined that entrance for you. Enjoy.
We talked about this last week, so I don't want to harp on it because this was a fine match. It's a big, hard-hitting match. This is a WrestleMania matchup. It's Drew and Roman, so it's big. It feels right.
And it's got some personal vendetta behind it.
Again, a little later in the card than I would have liked it, but not out of place either.
But it also didn't kill the flow of the beginning of the show.
Yeah, agreed.
You put that anywhere near the front of that card, it feels like it kills. If you put it after AJ Orton, it's dead in the water, and it takes away from the AJ Orton match.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you put it after the Shane and Miz thing, dead in the water, and it takes away from Miz and Shane. As far as a grudge singles match, I don't know if there could have been a better spot. And that being said, I say that too much. It led right into the Batista Triple H match, and I felt like this was as close to a dead spot as we had in the card, and it wasn't. It wasn't even close to being dead.
No, not even.
Because Batista Triple H became something different.
They decided to just go out there and beat the hell out of each other. And, predictions, whatever they are, I love being wrong. I was hoping Batista would win because then maybe that sets up for a match against Seth. But he even said it, and I just let it slip out of my head that this was his last match. He said it in promos leading up.
That would have been
But
fun.
I want to take your career too before I go. That was the pitch.
And
this
as
is
rough as the "Give Me What I Want" was. The week after that, in the
office.
In the office. If we got some aluminum siding, we could build ourselves an office. Just saying. I feel like the story ended up getting told very well, especially with Michaels at the table.
Yes.
And having just that deeper analysis of what Triple H does, and does that make him a bad guy, or is Batista delusional? Or how, even though Batista's gone on to success, that's always going to stick in his mind that he never had that success that he felt he deserved back here, and he's got to come back to see if he can prove to himself and succeed here.
And also because
Great storytelling after the fact.
technically,
Rough start, but
specifically like the second time he quit, he had to quit because of trips. Like he felt like he was getting squashed down, and so like that's in the back of his mind. That's why he wants to come and end his career. So wonderful storytelling here. Again, a match that has no right being any good, but I was thoroughly entertained throughout.
there was gonna be old dudes rolling around, and it was gonna be Brothers of Destruction versus DX all over again.
Yeah.
Which I never watched, by the way. It's just old men rolling around getting hurt, but
It was both of them beating the hell out of each other.
now, was this the only like big entrance of the night?
It felt like these were the only big entrances.
I mean, we still had Joan Jett for Rousey, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Charlotte had a pretty big entrance, even though it was kind of broken up.
And they had some fireworks overhead and stuff here and there, which is nice to see.
Roman got fireworks.
I felt
Drew got the big
the
fife and
drum and bugle corps.
Yeah, drum and bugle.
all of those people, the drum and bugle corps. I noticed at NYPD, all of them Scottish. All of them also psychopaths.
Good for them.
It's great to see that you can get them that coordinated in one spot. Very few people can do that. You know who can? Drew McIntyre.
Good for him.
Very good. So, I don't care much for this Triple H entrance.
No, I mean,
He looked good hanging on the back there, but
Jesus, when was the last good one? Because 2 years ago it was the Chips entrance,
I was fine with Chip's entrance even.
and then there was
compared
like
to this.
another biker entrance last year, and then this year it was, hey, here's some cars and stuff. It's like, ooh, okay.
I felt bad when I said this as the stuff was playing on the giant screen. Oh my God. Okay. To be continued. When the graphics came on, the weird half-ass Mad Max stuff on screen, I believe I turned and said, wow, PlayStation 2 was fun, huh? Did not look good.
Nah.
And then as it slowly opens, as garbage is revving up behind the thing, and then it comes out and ambles slowly down the ramp, which I would have loved a longer ramp, but we don't always get what we want. I didn't care for it. It was okay. The Triple H part was fine. The fact that the driver had like, I've got dark eye makeup on because I'm a ghoul of some sort. Here's my actual hair. Put something on, man. Come on. Let's focus on this weird chrome monkey face on the front. Cool. I mean, not. I like the Batista entrance better, but the cars pull out. Good. Cool. Mr. Hollywood, here's all the security coming down. One of them fell. That's all right. That's fine. Happens. Then I was like, oh, that's Batista. Yeah. He gets out. He's in his trunks. And I was like, oh, my God. Holy hell. I hope he flew there on the plane dressed exactly. I hope he got up like 2 days ago, dressed like that, got on the plane,
It's wrestling
came
Christmas
here.
after all. He's excited. I get to wrestle.
He drove all the way from the airport in his little trunks and his little boots. And then
tripped.
he gets, hold on. Coming to it, man. He gets out of the car. He gets like 10 steps away, and he's like, God damn it, I gotta close that friggin' door. And he runs back. I closed it with authority. Look, that door is so damn closed. Hold on, I do my... Also, someone stop him from getting any more tattoos.
Also, somebody stop him from doing babyface things. Well, I guess it's his last one.
He's gonna do the machine gun thing.
Machine gun thing's babyface Batista.
Is it only Pyro I felt was really timed fairly well. Brrr. It was a second after. Brrr. Close enough, and I'm happy. It gets down to the ring, and George Mizanin, everybody, second worst entrance of the night, as he went to get in the ring, and he made it look very hard to do because if you haven't done it, if you're not comfortable doing it, it can be hard. Batista he just old manned into the ring. And then he got up and he had a little bit of a look on his face like, it's my last entrance and son of a bitch. Well, here we go. I'm a bad dude. God
Bad dudes.
damn it, I'm a bad dude.
Bad dudes.
And then he was outside of the ring for some reason, comes back into the ring. When he goes to get back in the ring, he's like, whoa, hey, everybody, I'm being careful this time. He slowly gets back in there. All right, now I'm in the ring. Let's go.
No, Chris Hemsworth
Adorable.
is interference. Sorry, I haven't been referencing all. I'm trying to get us. We're trying to get back on track so we can get through Takeover 2.
Oh my God, this match should have been garbage.
Should have been,
but then there was a toolbox.
Or it should have been like somewhere like earlier in the card where it was just two old
we
guys
had Miz
fighting.
and Shane. You don't want to get in the way of that.
Oh no, agreed. This ended up being a fine spot for it, and it ended up being way better and way more fun than it should have been.
I liked it. Holy hell, was it the longest match on the card?
Probably. It has Triple H in it. Come on, man.
24 minutes, 45 seconds. That was by far the longest match on the card. Good Lord.
Of course it was.
But it still felt good. Still felt okay.
I think
did the pliers and the nose ring bit. Oh, he's got a nose ring, everybody. Been playing that since the very beginning. Hey, look, he's got the blue nose ring. Do I have your attention now? Needle nose pliers ripping it out. Ripping it out. The channel locks on the hand. Ooh, that didn't look good. I did not like. No. Good job.
The only thing I don't like about them going 24 minutes is I guarantee it ate into Finn and Lashley's time.
It doesn't bother me so much. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Triple H wins. Batista the next day is like, hey, everybody, that was my last match. Thank you for coming out. Triple H is great. Love wrestling. All is cool. Love you guys. Bye. I'm cool again. Go watch my movies.
Hello, Go Home Wrestling Show.
Go watch Stuber.
Yeah.
I loved what was I never remember that dude's name. Not because it's hard, just because I can never remember who Batista's doing Rush Hour with
Steve.
Batista. Yes, Steve. The fact that he had two giant heads and the giant Batista head on his shirt went from collar to crotch, man. It was great. Good job.
All right.
Promote, sucker. Front row at WrestleMania.
All right.
Well done.
So does that move us into
Corbin Angle.
Okay. Again, this feels like late, but it also doesn't detract. So I'm okay. And it goes exactly how you think it's going to go.
I was thinking, man, I hope they go quick with this. They kind of did. 6 minutes.
Yeah, and Corbin wins. I mean, people was mad, but you're supposed to be mad.
I think
the bad guy won.
I think you and I were both excited about that. Like at the same time, it's like, that's what you're supposed to do. Corbin gets to come out and say, ended his career last match and lost to me. Doo-ba-doo.
Yeah.
What a dick. What a dick.
What a dick. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. That's what's supposed to happen. And I think people lose sight of that. But it's okay if you lose sight of it because you're mad. And you're mad for the right reasons. You're just...
Man, I hope somebody gives that bad dude a comeuppance.
You're just... Well, whatever. I love the Corbin win. He needed that kind of heat. Yes, he does. He just needs to be able to keep retaining the heat. He's got a lot of heat on him. He just needs to be able to retain it.
I think he does very good at retaining it. It's just they don't do anything with it.
Well,
he just comes out and is like, "Hey, hate me." He's so slow and lumbering, and he makes you hate him for it. It's like, it's everything I wanted from Big Cass when he was a bad dude.
Yeah.
Here we got it in Corbin. Yeah. Oh man, and just the end of days was nice.
Yeah. I just to parlay that, this is what we were talking about with why Seth's win's important. Now Baron has somewhere he can go. Like he has a place to climb to. He can wrestle Seth for the championship now. Like
there's a lot of dudes that have a lot of direction now that don't have to worry about Brock. Good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Absolutely. Some people are starting to boo Roman again. I did notice that, especially when he got the win. I mean, it wasn't awful. It wasn't like, but
it's the Mania crowd. And stories going around that if you listen to it, the boos and cheers were not at spots where you would boo or cheer. Saying that they were trying to get some people were trying to get a wave going in the stadium, and every time it kind of failed, people booed, which doesn't speak well for the match. But okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Roman can be okay. I think you and I discussed that. Wish it was a loss for Roman. I feel it would have done more to grow him as a character and give him room to go. And it could have launched Drew into wherever he was going to go. But so be it.
The only reason I hate throwing this on a legend like this, because Kurt's one of the best to ever do it.
Right.
I don't think he could have kept up with Cena. I keep seeing people were mad that he didn't want to
finish with Cena.
Yeah, I don't think he could have kept up with Cena.
Well, let's discuss that right here. the Elias performance.
The Elias performance, wonderful. And interrupted by Cena.
Now,
Dr. Thugonomics Cena.
Now, when the two popped up on the screen, the jokes me started, hey, playing with himself.
Mm-hmm. Fun.
Yeah, go ahead and tell Tori Wilson about this one, because look at him. He's playing.
He's Jackson off.
What's up? Old Cena comes out, and thank God he kept the hat on.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. Made him look a lot younger. Keep that hat on at all times. I've never said that to a grown man before. Keep your baseball cap on. Well done. Very, very classic Cena, and good for Elias, man. Fantastic spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Angle went out doing what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Go out putting somebody else over who can really use it and do something with it. You're never going to be hated on. You don't need that last match. That last match never cements your legacy.
No.
The only last match I can think that kind of cemented a legacy and didn't even end up being the last match was like HBK and Flair.
Yeah.
But how would it cement a legacy? By losing, because that was the way out.
Mm-hmm.
He loses, he's retired, and he lost and he was retired.
And Shawn was still around full time at that point. Only 1 more year, 2 more years at that point, but he stayed around. Christopher Brown asks, the question I have for you regarding Corbin is, how long will this X-Pac level heat be on him for ending Angle's career? Is this something that'll stick with him for the rest of his career? Or will it be like most instances where it'll be forgotten about in a matter of weeks unless the writers and creative harp on it again and again? I love the new thing they're doing with Corbin, announcing all his accomplishments before the match.
WrestleMania's favorite son.
Brooklyn's favorite son, like whatever town, and then he just gets to be an a-hole when he comes out. So now he has something else that can go on there. And, I mean, you're right, but he's had the heat on him since coming to Raw, really.
He's been booed consistently.
Yeah.
And you forget, as lumbering as he is, once he starts moving, he does that around the ring post thing.
Mm-hmm.
So smooth and so good. I really like him as a wrestler.
Yeah.
And when he started talking garbage to the crowd, oh, he's so good. He's so good. You want to see him get beat. He just hasn't had an opportunity to be really beat by anybody for any particular reason. That being said, Balor is the champion now. I wouldn't mind a revisiting of Corbin versus Balor, because the IC title means something in this situation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I Corbin will harp on it for a while. He ain't losing heat anytime soon.
Yeah.
And he ain't some washed up has-been. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm babbling. I wish Lashley would keep those contacts in forever. I don't know when he hooked up with Adam Bomb over the weekend.
Well, because they weren't there on Monday either.
I know.
So
he looked like he looked like a damn android.
Yeah.
He looked like a monster, a machine. It was amazing. That was a great Lashley. One little tweak, and I bought into it. He's a full package, dude.
Yeah.
And then you have Leo Rush, who's brilliant as well.
Yeah. That's a great... I hope they don't split them up.
Lashley versus Balor should be a throwaway match that you kind of don't care about.
Yeah.
I cared so much about it. It was so good.
And we finally got the Demon entrance at Mania. And it felt right.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's finally happening. This is great. It was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using that word a lot today.
It's fine. It's fine. Now, this match was 4 minutes, 5 seconds, but Balor comes out when he's the Demon. It almost feels like an entirely different moveset.
Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing. A lot more power moves.
Mm-hmm.
Even that
There
power
was a
bomb.
power bomb, yeah. I was
Good
like,
Lord.
whoa.
And the fact that he couldn't get it a few times is like, oh, he's not going to get this. He's going to get back body drop. Here we go. And Lash is going to take back over. Kick, try again. Kick, try again. Kick. Power bombs this big-ass dude. Amazing. Coup de grace over. And just he felt like he was throwing himself at Lashley.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I don't want him to do that all the time.
No.
I love it that it's a different moveset. And I love that Finn Balor versus Balor are both effective in their own ways. Finn Balor, clean, technical wrestler, some high flying thrown in there. and fighting from underneath. Amazing, remarkably capable. The Demon Balor, overpowering, reckless abandon, can win no matter the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
A Go Home Wrestling Show asks, do you think it would have been great for Lashley to beat the Demon? No. I mean...
Well, I mean, for Lashley, sure, but...
Lashley ended up getting it off of Dean the next night, so what he needed. So, yeah. And what he does to Dean on Raw moves him past the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, because
he needs to move away from
the Intercontinental
right
Champion is going to be Finn Balor, not the Demon Balor.
Right.
So Lashley can just be like, that's not the same dude. You can tell by the face paint. And he can move right into that main event scene. Lashley versus Seth. I'm in. I wouldn't think I'd be in, but all of a sudden, that Universal Championship, I'm kind of in.
Yeah.
I want to see this program.
Yeah.
I want to see a lot of Seth programs, including these top-tier heels who...
They kept getting thrown into...
it was like a three-way here for some reason against the Shield.
Yeah.
They called it the Shield versus the Shrug.
Yeah.
It was, Lashley...
Corbin.
And McIntyre.
McIntyre, yeah.
Couldn't give a damn.
And then
now all of a sudden I care about all three of them individually.
And at the end of last summer, when the Shield got thrown together, it was Strowman, Corbin, and Lashley. And it's like, and you just lose all these guys because they have nowhere to go.
And it killed a ton of them, man. The trios are great for building somebody up.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a strategic partnership for a moment in time. But man, it killed Seth's flow, and everybody that was on the heel side just destroyed and couldn't give a damn.
Yep.
But I feel like we're on the road to recovery, man.
Yeah, we're in a good spot.
The singles division over on Raw feels like it's going to be some good stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we still have the shakeup, but does this take us to the main?
The main event.
So
of the evening.
Ronda gets Joan Jett,
and Joan Jett looks a little shook from the booze.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about my... Okay, guys, I kind of care about my reputation. What the hell? I'm a legend. You jerks. I'm gonna finish the song. I'm a professional. Boo.
I'm also okay with this. Even it was fun to see McIntyre over on SmackDown to say, "Hey, this is what could happen." I love the idea of McIntyre and the bar together. It completely freshens up the bar. I hope that that's a thing that they want to do, because the bar, I'm kind of over. I love them, but I'm kind of over it.
You're starting to get ready for a Kyrie Mania and Cesaro Mania. I'm with you, man.
Yeah. But I'd be okay with Lashley going on to fight Seth or McIntyre, or be cool with McIntyre going to work Kofi.
You know what? I feel like this week was, as far as the Raw and SmackDown after Mania, I don't feel like we got a ton of big surprises. But I felt like it was I feel like they're trying to stretch it out into the extra week, like, hey, we're showing you some of the weird possibilities that could happen with the superstar shakeup.
Which, honestly, I kind of like better because it left room to finally show some of the people that, like specifically Lacey Evans, who's...
And they got to give time to the celebrations, too.
Yes.
It was a long celebration for Kofi. That was a long segment, and it was well done. Very well done. And then the bar showed up.
Bounty Hunter says Becky got nothing on the entrance. We talked about this when it happened. Stone Cold never... I think maybe he disturbed when he had that slight switch to his theme. I don't think he ever had a big entrance. I know he had the glass breaking at 13.
Right.
But I think he always just kind of had that plain entrance. Just the glass breaks and here comes Stone Cold.
You think Becky's music still fits her? With the
in a way, no.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people are finally singing it, which I thought was like, that was going to be the thing when we went to Backlash. By the way, Matt and I, Network Searchable. I wasn't sure if you guys knew that. When Backlash was in Richmond, I thought for sure when she won, because she got a huge pop, people were, but nobody was singing her theme, which I thought.
It's a little harder.
A little bit, but like, is it any harder than Zayn's?
Nakamura's got sung for quite a long time on Tuesday. Thursday.
Tuesday?
Monday. That's the one. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey. I was terrified that at any moment Ronda Rousey could just go into business for herself and just hurt everybody.
What I was worried about, like, I don't know if this came in between last week and this week or whenever we talked about it. I think that's the one thing I didn't like about Ronda keep throwing the word fake around.
Yeah.
It felt like she was going into business for herself. And there's nothing I hate more.
Hey. Did we get got?
I mean, in some ways, yeah, but that doesn't mean I like it.
I know. It felt uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, well, not even in the good way, though.
Okay.
I don't.
Then the match happens, though.
Then the match happens, and it's a great match.
And then Charlotte and Becky both feel credible opponents to Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
Rousey could still probably get them at any moment, but they need to be wary.
I guess to put final touches, I don't think Ronda had to say the things that she was saying to get the heat. The heat was already there.
Yeah. It was going to be there no matter what.
People were going to cheer Becky.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just where it was.
I don't know if the match necessarily built to the ending, though. Because it did kind of feel like a sneak win there at the end. Becky gets the win.
Is it possible it got called? I mean, I think that's the way it was supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think maybe they said, "Oh, we've gone way over here.
We got to tighten this up a little bit"? Maybe. I don't know, man. It felt like something was missing a little bit. It felt like it was, spot, done.
Yeah.
As opposed to build, lull, fever pitch, race to the end.
Yeah.
Still very good.
Yeah.
It gave you what you wanted. It was going to be good no matter what.
And Becky Lynch main events WrestleMania, wins both Becky 2 belts.
Yeah.
She wins both championships, which, I mean, at least makes it feel better that they took the championship off of Charlotte or off of Asuka and put it onto Charlotte. I think everybody thought Charlotte was taking the pin.
Absolutely. Thought Charlotte was going to take that pin. There's no way.
Yeah.
But they saved it. This was Ronda's first pinfall. But shoulder was up.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter because it's count. Maybe it's some effery to get to Rousey deserving a one-on-one fight somewhere. I don't know. Only thing I really, really hated about the ending of the match, Corey Graves harping on the...
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see that replay. I think that shoulder was...
Well, then they showed the replay.
Yeah, and I kind of got the feeling he was being told shut up from backstage as well. Like, hey, don't say that again, please.
Well, the funny thing is because, like, right after you said that, like, he started saying something again, and he goes, "Up!"
Yeah.
Somebody told him to shut up.
Shut up.
Stop.
We need a definitive happy ending, for Christ's sake. Could you not throw sand on the thing you shouldn't throw sand on? So sand on the birthday cake? That almost makes sense. I don't like that one. Sand on the thing of the dirt hand? It's just words at this point.
Jenny says, I think they ought to use the controversy over the ending and build that into the story. They almost likely...
Very well can.
I mean...
You see what Becky Lynch said when she was in the ring? First of all, whatever she was doing with her hair thing, that looks like some well-tussled hair. I enjoyed that. I thought it was a good look. It looked like she'd been through hell, but still had big hair. I don't know. Maybe you see Becky look over the ropes, and she mouths, "Where's my ma?" She's looking for her mom in the crowd. Holy hell. It's like, yay! The best. And I felt like as far as celebration wise, they were like, "Hey man, we got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Come on, beat it. Let's go. Get your belts, get on, out, leave." But still, a fine ending to the evening. Feel good. End of chapter 3. I wasn't tired at the end of Mania.
No, surprisingly.
So many times it's been. A lot of people they say this every year. It needs to be shorter. It needs to be tighter. Less matches, better matches with a little more story. Focus on a few instead of everything. Not everybody has to be. They proved that they can do a 7-hour show with a good pacing, well plotted out matches, and a good flow without downtime where you feel like you're dragging and gonna die.
I need to rewatch it. I don't know how I'm gonna find time to rewatch it, but as it stands, 30 is still my favorite Mania.
It's hard to hate, man.
This might be number 2.
This was my favorite in a good long time, and I'll take it over 30 because 30 had some downtime. I like a good pace, man. This was a good pace throughout.
I think this was better than 34 for sure.
Absolutely.
I still would take it over 33. Shoot, I'd probably still take it over 32. 31's where it starts getting murky because 31 was still pretty fun with Seth winning at the end. Undertaker, Wyatt. These are fun things. The awesome Intercontinental ladder match.
Oh, that 31 had Undertaker Wyatt. Is that where did?
And then Sting and Triple H. It was a
screw it, man. Screw that.
It was a sports entertainment match.
This is the best one in quite some time.
I mean, again, yeah, I agree.
Maybe as far back as WrestleMania 9.
Oh, stop! Will you stop?
No, never.
All right, we have 10 minutes to blast through TakeOver. Because
5 matches, not a problem.
Now, and here's the thing. I always feel like, especially on Mania, it gets the shaft. TakeOver gets the shaft. But I also think this, and I think I said this last TakeOver, there isn't much to talk about because it's almost always perfect. Like, it's almost as perfect as a wrestling show can be, almost every time.
And they have the benefit of 5 matches on their main card.
Yeah.
And they give each one of them time without being clumped in or being cut short or having to be short. None of these matches are short. In fact, most of them would be contenders for longest on the Mania card. Man.
Yeah.
Like the shortest match on the TakeOver main card was 15:45.
There we go.
Then 17:35, and then 21:10, 25:40, and the main event was 38 minutes and 25 seconds. Holy hell, dude!
Yeah. Well, and this was one of the longer TakeOver events because I think it clocked in like at 3.
This is their big night.
Yeah.
And they got Friday night pretty solidly to themselves. A big space between there and Mania because you got the Hall of Fame.
So happy about it.
I was too.
I took Saturday off from wrestling.
I did as well.
I was like, I'm going to be ready.
I went back. I watched the clip. I saw Honky Tonk Man. I was like,
Honky Tonks, man.
It's a little weird. And then watched Brett getting tackled and Scott Dawson. Thank you, Corey Graves, for acknowledging, hey, the heavy-handed Scott Dawson.
Yeah.
Not Dawson. Dash Wilder. Because apparently Dash Wilder got a shot in on the dude who tackled Brett.
So Christopher Brown earlier said something about don't lump everybody in because one guy was a legit psychopath. And here's the only reason I disagree. And the one reason I never watch the Hall of Fame anymore is it almost always happens. Some BS chant breaks out where the crowd's making it about themselves.
Yep.
And that's why I never watch.
Look, I understand they got to sell tickets, and I understand it becomes a package for Mania weekend. I'd take a smaller venue with just the wrestlers and their family and their friends. And if you want to have fans,
select few,
like $500 a ticket.
Yeah,
suit and tie, tuxedo dress. But you got dudes there like, I got my nachos and a beer. CM Punk. No, she'd immediately be thrown out. And then when they're like, I want my money. No, screw you. This is not a wrestling event. This is a Hall of Fame ceremony. I'd like some decorum. I liked the setup. It was kind of nice, but I don't know. I like the stage too. I like the formality. I like the difference. Well, because it's in a stadium setting, man, as opposed to a stage setting. But I like the stage setting because it was different.
I don't know, just something about it. I like the way
a ring seems appropriate.
It just felt right. I don't know. Travis Brown got a few good shots in on him too. So the guy got the hell beat out of him. So that's what you get tackling a legend.
He was mad because people didn't respond to him on Twitter.
Know. All right,
he needs a psych eval.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So quick notes on TakeOver. Tag match way better than I thought. Well, I mean, I knew it was going to be a great match.
I didn't care about it at all, and I felt like I got too much. Not that I had too much Black and Ricochet, but it's like their main roster now, man. They're not going to win the NXT Championship unless stuff gets really weird.
Yeah.
I don't believe they're going to win, and War Raiders are going to win. And they did, but it meant something for the War Raiders as well.
And it also
we haven't seen a whole lot of them because of the Dusty Classics kind of been in the way.
I thought for sure, I know War Raiders are going to win, so there's nothing that can come out of this match. But I was believing that they were going to lose somehow. I was invested. So good for them. And then
Dream versus Riddle.
Oh,
Dream's entrance was amazing.
yes. This is definitely Riddle's best match to date.
Absolutely.
Sometimes
a loss is more important than a win, man.
Well, it goes back to when Dream lost to Aleister Black, and he said his name, which I thought was a fun storytelling ploy with Dream saying, "I said your name." Like he said that, like leading into the match.
Means something.
This means something. I said your name. Dream got the best out of Riddle.
Yeah.
And proved to me that what I've been thinking, Riddle will be the NXT champion before the end of the year. If he doesn't get fast-tracked to the main roster.
Riddle has a fantastic personality and character outside the ring. Inside the ring, he's an amazing wrestler. With his Dream match, we got to see the personality and the professional wrestler mixed together at the same time. Yeah, that's what Dream brought out. Oh, that was so good. And Dream had to like steal it at the end.
Yeah, and there was hints of Riddle being a bad dude, maybe, which was also fun because it's nice to know that if he has to go that way, he can.
Well, Velveteen Dream blurs many lines between
Dream rules
between fashion and fisticuffs, between
Did you say fisticuffs?
Sure did, George. Sure did.
His
face doesn't move. Even when someone grabs it, his face doesn't move. George Mazan and everybody. Okay, easy. God damn it, my stomach hurts. See, no coffee this week. I don't feel like I'm having a heart attack.
Hey, there we go.
I'm gonna die on the show one day.
I was pleasantly surprised that Dream 1 retains.
Yeah, I thought for sure he was gonna drop it.
I thought he was going to the roster, and again, I'm glad that they didn't. I hope this means that the people that have already been called up, they're finding spots for, as opposed to let's bring in more people. I mean, there's people that are expendable on NXT, but let's not take Dream. I mean, we don't need to.
Yeah, Lacey Evans jumping into the mix finally, and Lars Sullivan back.
Yeah,
hopefully,
in a big way.
Hopefully his head's there with him, and he's healthy as a result, man.
Yeah. Is
Walter versus Pete Dunne.
Oh, talk about somebody who's probably moving.
I was super excited by this match.
Yeah.
And it was everything that it needed to be. Pete Dunne did his best, and it's just Walter, though, man. And just when you think you got an answer for Walter, he kicks it up a notch, and he's like, where the hell did he get that from?
Yeah.
It's Austria.
This was... So I've seen clips, obviously. I've seen a handful of matches, but this was my first solid look at Walter.
Oh, man.
And it's just like, yeah.
He wears Ring General on his ass for a reason, man. It was really good. Splash was so unnecessary, and I enjoyed it. A lot of dodging of the chops.
Yeah.
Like, that's his big weapon. You better get the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne got out of the way a lot.
I love Dunne.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see where he lands up.
Every time he shows up, I think like, this smarmy a-hole, and then he just shrugs, and I'm like, I love him. He's great.
Royal Rumble, probably.
I feel like his name is almost kind of weirdly transcending. Like he could show up anywhere at any time, and it's perfectly makes sense. But at the same time, he's like, oh, it's very special. He feels very special.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah. King Kenny says, I figure Undisputed Era is going to get moved up.
I would love it.
I mean, at this point, they could.
Adam Cole on the main card.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Adam Cole.
Baby!
Yes, thank you for not scaring the neighbors.
They could, because since Cole didn't win, they're not tied up into any championships. They're expendable.
Yeah.
I use the quotes because, obviously, staying on NXT, they could remain relevant. But
you definitely see a build for them coming back up again.
Yeah.
If they stayed in NXT or wherever they go. Four feels so damn cohesive.
Did we lose Michael Vincent? I know he was.
Vincent?
I've been trying to like stay on top of the Facebook chat, but it's going crazy. So.
All right, but we got to finish this out. Finish TakeOver. We'll get to some other stuff coming the next week. Because we got the shake-up next week, and I feel like Raw and SmackDown really didn't do a whole lot for me this week. It's kind of like a teaser for what's to come with the shake-up. Four-way, Baszler, Shirai, Belair, and Sane.
My favorite moment is when Io and Kyrie square off.
I was hoping it would happen, and there it did.
Because they just kind of. So I think.
Sit down, girls. Let's show them what Joshi Wrestling's all about.
I think Io pushes Kyrie off first, and Kyrie's like,
"Oh hey, we doing this?"
And then Io goes for a pin, and Kyrie pushes her off, and then they both kind of look at each other like, "All right,
here we go."
I was so excited. I was like, yes!
It's fantastic.
It is. And because they can be a team, but they can fight down the line, too, if they have to. Mm-hmm. It's great. It's great.
I thought this would have been an opportunity to move Baszler out of there. If they wanted to do the 4 Horsewomen, have them all come on the main roster, they'd be fantastic fit there. But, hey, man, Baszler's amazing.
She is.
I want to see her have a reign of terror wherever she is. If it's NXT, cool. It's a hell of a reason to tune in.
I hope that her retaining means Candace finally moving up and getting a shot.
Oh, my God.
God, I hope.
How fun would it be? Candace makes the main roster before Johnny does. Good for her.
Yeah. She's great, and we haven't even seen much of her on NXT. But
coming from that match, is looking like Kairi Sane at the very least coming up.
Probably.
But, man, if they came up as a tag team, Sky Pirates, whoa.
Yeah.
Just market machine, man. Love them.
Yeah. And then so that moves us into the main. Adam Cole taking on Johnny Gargano.
Finest wrestling match of the weekend. Minus the Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor 1 minute Iron Man match. That was the best of the weekend.
So Ronald tweeted me immediately after, by the way. Immediately.
He's looking to just make you mad. How did he do it? I want to be mad too.
Immediately after, I don't even know if they had counted 3 yet, or I don't remember how the third fall was. Sorry. This match was overrated. Before the final fall is even technically done, he's calling it overrated.
There was so much storytelling happening there. A lot of spots, but sorry, you got to get them.
But first of all, this is a guy who praised Omega and Okada.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Omega Okada too.
Right.
But I also knew, because a lot of the spots they were doing were hearkening back to previous matches that they had.
Exactly. Or reflecting upon their own personal histories.
Which is exactly what Cole and Gargano were doing. They pulled out moves that they hadn't done in NXT yet because they haven't had to.
Right.
It'd been years since they used some of these moves.
Gargano brought out the Hertz Donut.
Yeah.
And Cole brought out the Panama Sunrise, man.
Right.
Whoa.
And Cole trying to get in Gargano's head doing DIY moves.
Oh, yeah.
Like doing Ciampa's finish.
Mm-hmm. And
Gargano trying to do Ciampa stuff too.
The air raid crash. Yeah. Oh, my God. It's just so relevant to their own continuities and amazing. And the fact that we didn't get the conclusion to the Ciampa Gargano storyline,
right?
I don't know, man. I feel like we got a better one.
In some ways, yeah.
Gargano had to embrace the lessons that he learned from his turbulent relationship with Ciampa. The ups and downs made him a better wrestler, and at the end, a redemption for Ciampa, and both of them becoming better men.
Mm-hmm.
What more do you want, man? I'm sorry. You're getting high-end storytelling. Not just wrestling storytelling, but like any storytelling.
Yeah.
In this emotion-fueled physical spot fest, dude. It's amazing.
I think it just, we're seeing, hey, Rich, seeing some, someone said something about being rushed. I think it was Joe, actually. I think Joe just popped in. You're up late. And Ellie said Finn and Lashley was definitely rushed. So was Corbin and Kurt. I don't know that I want any more out of that Corbin and Kurt match.
No.
Kurt has been painful to watch the last couple months.
They decided, oh, this is your final tour? Every night.
Yeah,
here we go. But
there he is.
It
was Joe.
The Gargano and Cole.
Hashtag Need Appreciation
Damn
Day.
it.
See, you can't deny it if Joe's in here.
Felt thinking, no, sir. No, sir. Got to the end of the thing. Gargano's
Gargano wins.
Finally wins the NXT Championship.
NXT threw me for a loop all night.
Candice comes out, celebrates with him. I love seeing that. Celebrating up on the stage.
Bottom third. They talk about it on Table of 3 this week.
The logo comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And I yelled at the TV, I don't trust that logo. I'll be damned.
Why would you?
Ciampa comes out
Uh-huh.
with an obviously fake neck brace. And he just basically congratulates Johnny on his moment. And they celebrate the moment together.
Yeah.
The three of them. And you get to see beyond the character, you get to see actual Ciampa being happy for his friend.
Yeah.
That being said, he's going to turn into an awful bastard and eventually, but you know what? For the moment, fantastic story. Redemption for Ciampa. Redemption for Gargano. He had to go to dark places and he came back to what made him good, being a damn good wrestler. And Ciampa brought him back to what is important to him. It isn't about the championship. It's about his friends and his family. Amazing.
Of course, the next day on Twitter.
All right, look.
We are NXT. We are DIY. One of us in this is the real NXT champion.
With the stank on it, all right? Hey, we are DIY. We're NXT. One of us is a champion. Yay! Glare. Glare. He dumped all his heat all over the floor. It's like, all right, fine. I'll be a human being for a minute. And it's like, hold on. Maybe I want some of that back. I'm going to hold on to a little bit of this bastard.
It's hard to hate him right now because I don't know if you've seen any of the coverage they showed of him going into surgery and stuff.
Yeah,
like
he tweeted it.
Kid
He tweeted to that video being posted and said, well, shit, there goes all my heat. It's like, aw.
Yeah. So
good dude.
NXT TakeOver again. Wonderful as always.
Yeah.
What a weekend. I loved both shows equally.
Mm-hmm.
Equally for different reasons. So, shoot. Anything?
That was the thing about the Gargano and Adam Cole match.
Hashtag Need Appreciation Day?
70% for Cole at the beginning, 30% for Johnny. By the end of it, they were cheering for both of them 100%. And with the ending, no matter who won, it was going to be 100% reaction. And it was for Gargano, and the crowd loved him. Amazing.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where NXT goes with Gargano as the champion. Because, again, I thought for sure Cole was going to be the champ.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a new
Cole
era.
Riddle. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. Do we have just maybe a couple quick things about Raw and SmackDown that were interesting? We talked about McIntyre with the bar. I love that idea.
They gave us some previews of what could happen with the shakeup. I felt like it was hey, we're going to celebrate Kofi. We're going to discuss Becky Lynch. Teasing a little bit of stuff with Lacey Evans. Also, guys, tune in next week because we got a shakeup. Be excited.
I honestly kind of prefer that.
I'm glad that they didn't give away a bunch because it's like the after WrestleMania, Raw, and SmackDown, you still have the Mania crowds.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sam Zayn's back.
Yeah, and he's a jerk. Love him. Is he though? Usually they have to put that probably should have a bingo. They give that addendum. Hey, the fans are just having fun. This is that night of the year
fun,
where they all go crazy and cheer. For they might cheer for who don't usually get to cheer with the stuff and stuff.
But notice how they didn't have to do that.
No, but they also kept it very simple and didn't do a lot of weird, wacky stuff. That's next week.
Seth is a babyface.
Yeah,
got cheered.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch, babyface, got cheered. Kofi Kingston, babyface, got cheered. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Good stuff.
It's wonderful to not see Roman Reigns out there who's technically a babyface getting booed.
Yeah.
Like, awfully booed. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Curious to see what they do with him. He's not going to be in either of the hunts right now.
I hated that bait and switch we got with Seth versus Kofi. That was weird. I was not in love with that.
I was also really hoping for a garbage ending, and then we got one. I was like, it's a garbage ending.
But it was like
I felt bad. I thought it was going to be Kofi's a 24-hour champ. This is bullshit. I don't like it.
I mean, I'll take the bar interrupting over Seth winning both championships for sure.
Poor Seth having to say, it's got to be a tag team match now. Me and Kofi versus you guys. Right, audience? You like this?
No, not really.
We're doing it though, right?
Well, the one thing I
do
keep
it. Make it sign it, Teddy Long.
The one thing I keep seeing is people going, "Why the bar?" Well, the bar has been trying to keep Kofi Kingston from being champion like the entire last couple months. So why wouldn't it be the bar? Now, is that the biggest thing yet? No. But at least it makes sense.
I thought for sure this was the time when good old Shamey comes out for his friend. Hey, I got a friend too. His name's Cesaro. Cesaro Mania. Run wild.
I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. I thought Raw and SmackDown were fun. But that one, of all the things that happened, that one was weird.
I'm glad they didn't give all the special stuff to the post-Mania crowd.
Braun
it's going to be a great week.
Showed up on SmackDown. That was fun.
Undertaker showed up on Raw.
Yeah.
Elias. Next one to interrupt me is a dead man. Elias is very stoic. Doesn't react or move for much.
Yeah.
As soon as that gong hits, his eyes just...
It was wonderful.
He didn't move. Just his eyes just... It was amazing.
This is a good way to go out before we do. They're telling us we have to go.
They're already telling us we got to go.
Ellie
I paced myself to pee in 2 hours.
Ellie says, what was y'all's favorite moment from Wrestling Christmas? She says hers was between Kofi and the Iconics. I think for me, Kofi, hands down.
Cried, man.
It was.
I watched it later and cried again.
It was just great. They paid off a story, and it was a wonderful story that I was there goes that word again. That I was completely invested in since February.
That being said, it was wonderful.
Yeah,
it was great. The Kofi storyline was amazing. The kids coming to the ring, absolutely wonderful.
As Joe would say, hard work works.
Yeah.
Kofi worked hard.
Ooh, Kofi looked like a main eventer.
And it was
I
great.
miss singles Kofi.
Yeah.
We get singles Kofi.
And yeah, Undertaker does need to call it a day, I think.
There were way too many people that were way over tan. A lot of people got shredded as all hell for Mania.
Yeah.
A lot of people spent a little too long in the tanning bed. Kurt Hawkins, looking at you. Also Undertaker. Though he's from Death Valley. Maybe he just went outside without his hat.
Yeah. Taylor says Undertaker needs to call it a day. I assume that he must be working Saudi Arabia. That's the only reason he shows up, right?
They going to leave him there?
Maybe. Maybe that's where Death Valley is. I don't know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Brown, right on. That's what he said. He'll be wrestling Elias. All right. So what do we have going on over here? All right. Let's get our thing with the thing, and we'll get out of here.
Dude.
Oh, okay. Apparently that's not loaded, so that's cool.
Why would it be? I can't leave until I hear music. This makes me so sad.
Is this working at all? Doesn't appear to be so. Is any of this working? No.
Maybe we should ask for a new one of them for Wrestling Christmas.
That's not this. It's
the other thing, right?
Yeah.
Can you still play out from there?
Well, it came loose during the show at some point. So.
I'm going to start doing the cells anyway. You ready?
Sure.
Yeah?
Eli Drake got canned. That was going to be our...
Oh, God. It looks like... That was the... Yeah. And looks like Impact's going to be suing him for breach of contract.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe stemming out of him not wrestling Tessa Blanchard.
This is weird. I don't like it.
No, sir? Don't like it.
For so many reasons.
Not cool. Not cool. Ding dong. Bella Doves in the morning. Ding dong. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I think I probably just need to reset this.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Dead Air's cool, too.
Okay, hold on. The one thing I want to go back that I didn't get, I want to watch that Orange Cassidy does the thing or stuff or something.
There was just too much wrestling this weekend.
It was too much wrestling.
Or at least too much to consume and relay to the show. I needed to pay attention to the stuff that was going to make the show.
Right.
Which is why I didn't watch any of the other stuff.
Best Friends had a match, Trent Barretta versus Chuck Taylor.
That one dude.
In a 1-minute Iron Man match, which resulted in a draw. Crowd chants 5 more seconds. 5 more seconds. They give 5 more seconds. Trent wins.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chuck Taylor does my favorite thing a heel should ever do.
Yeah.
Kick that bottom turnbuckle.
Yeah.
He was so mad. So mad.
There we go. They're telling us we have to go.
And then Bryce Remsburg gave him a Hurricane Rana because he was challenging the ref. How dare you? Don't ever do that. Oh! Yes! That's I get to pee music. I hear this song and I gotta go. They're telling us we gotta go. Just hit the thing. You too? Okay, I'm gonna run for the downstairs bathroom. You take the upstairs. Because you guessed and all. Hey, look at that. It's George. Hey, everybody, with hashtag WrestlePals.
We're gonna fight over who has to go pee.
I'm going right out that goddamn window. Yes, that's right. We're hashtag WrestlePals.
That's us.
The home of hashtag WrestlePals is one place. Patreon.com/OhiJustin. OHHI Justin. It's the home of WrestlePals. It's the home of Deprogrammed, finest music show on the internet. Check it out. It's great. I'm on some episodes. Yay! It's goofy stuff. It's the best. Home of your music show. Second finest music show on the internet. It's weird. He's got the top 2. It's the best. Home of the Oh Hi Justin Pod and These Ghouls Demos. It's a band. They like Liv Morgan. I wonder why.
Hey, you know what else you can do, though? By the way, King Canada is about to punch up my songs, which is fun. But These Ghouls is on the Bandcamp now. TheseGhouls.bandcamp.com.
Hot damn.
Yep.
All right.
Also, Josh Smokes Too Much, a band from Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
I found some of their stuff, so I put it up online.
No longer lost to the ages.
No. I wish I could have seen them guys. I never got to see them.
Patreon.com/OhiJustin.
Mm-hmm.
Throw a buck his way. If you can't throw a buck, interact, man.
That's right.
Give us something to bounce off of. We love it when you participate in the chat. He loves it when you
keep up today.
He loves it when you reach out to him.
I love it when you call me Big Papa.
No, I'm not calling you that.
I also love Liv Morgan.
He do. WrestlePals. You can find us at Facebook.com /WrestlePalsVA. You can chat there, or you can chat on the Twitch. Oh Hi Justin 14 is the channel. Go there, follow, please.
Mm-hmm.
Please. That's a big push for the week. Oh Hi Justin 14 on Twitch. Other than that, YouTube. Spell it out. Hashtag WrestlePals. Get our back video catalog. Don't like looking at our ugly mugs? Perfectly understandable. Anywhere podcasts, you can get the podcast version.
That's right.
If you want to reach out to us individually, getting hold of Justin, very easy. He enjoys the interaction.
I like it.
At the Hulkster on Twitter. Reach out to him. He'll say hi back. He'll tell you every morning that hashtag you the best.
That's also true.
A great follow. I might not want to turn on notifications overnight. He'll keep you up.
Mm-hmm.
All hours of the day and night. There he is, loving Liv Morgan.
That's true.
It's crazy, but it works for him. If you want to reach out to me, best of luck to you. You're never going to find me, process server. You're never going to get this paper served to me. You don't know where I am. I could be in a bunker. I could be in a tower. You have no idea. At the Nate Project on Twitter, I get the notification. It makes me feel weird inside.
Oh.
That's all.
You're lucky I'm out of data, or I would be tweeting you right now.
I'll give you the Wi-Fi password.
So I can tweet you.
I wonder if I get in trouble if I give that out.
Yes.
I'm not going to tempt fate. Or her. Hey, guys.
We live somewhere.
Probably.
In the ocean.
Hey.
Maybe.
I got to pee really
I know. Well.
I'm going to stop it now. Goddamn hashtag WrestlePals. I lost my keys and my little dog is bone. So I pick him up and I'm gonna carry home. But he a mean dog, bit me in the spare rib. And I'm take him home, put him in the baby crib. Yeah, I don't know the words AJ Styles. You know what you are? You're phenomenal. Phenomenal.